good morning, everybody. Brock and Salk show here on Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com, the old Seattle Sports app, and, of course, all the podcast platforms, whichever one you like to find this on later. If you're a time-shifted listener, if you like to listen later in the day. Of course, you could also do that on YouTube, where everything is, all of our everything. Yeah, the whole deal. It's all on YouTube. And if you like the Mike Macdonald show, which was yesterday, and you were disappointed because you can't see him live during the show, don't worry. The full YouTube clip gets posted later, and then you can see Mike Macdonald as well. It's complicated. I won't get into all the details, but that's the deal. And then if you're just driving around during the day, 97.3 HD2, crystal clear, high-definition radio. And it sounds really good. Unfortunately, it's still me talking, which doesn't help. But if it was... when Brock gets in or when we have great guests like Daniel Jeremiah later today, they sound really good. So you can do that in 97.3 HD2. We're only 2 days. It's so crazy. It's Tuesday. Usually on Tuesday, you're kind of, looking back still, trying to figure out what happened on Sunday, why your team did what it did. And we'll do some of that today as Brock jumps in. After missing yesterday, Brock will be in at 7 o'clock. But it's like already time to start thinking about Thursday, and even more so when Thursday night is as big as this game is, right? I mean, this is game of the year kind of potential. It's the only problem with this game is that it's not the final game of the year. Although the Niners game may end up having the same kind of significance depending on what happens here over the course of the next few weeks. This is huge. These are the two best teams in the division. These are, we think, the two best teams in the conference. They may be the two best teams in the NFL. And they're going to meet in prime time on Thursday night. Even cooler, they're going to do it here in Seattle. Bunch of texts this morning. I like this one. Seattle fans showed up and made an impact down the stretch for the Mariners. Thursday night is a chance for the Seahawks fans to show up and do the same. I never thought we'd be at a point where that would be in question, but I think after last year, it was. Right? The home field advantage kind of went awry. The fans were selling tickets. Hawk Blogger was out there doing his HB ticks, trying to get Seattle fans to stop selling their tickets to people from other markets and other cities. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's actually a really important text. Now, that being said, it sounded incredibly loud and impactful in the game on Sunday.
Yeah, I think last year was a bit of a transition year, but it seems like this year, not only have they come out here, but they've traveled to all the other
100%.
cities. And last week when we were taking calls to give away those tickets with Is Lyle Smarter Than a Fifth Grader,
yes.
our hit giveaway, it seemed like there were very much many people that wanted to go to the game on Thursday.
Yes. So that was awesome. And it does feel like it's back. That being said, there's a difference between everybody being into it and the way things were in 2013 and 14, where the crowd was, where they were here taking samples with the meter to determine just how the seismometer. Thank you, just to figure out what the decibel level was at Lumen Field
to see if it gets to the Richter scale.
Yes, exactly. Lyle, do you remember what the Richter scale measures?
I think earthquakes.
There we go. Hey, I asked Cecily a bunch of those same questions since she's a sixth grader, just 1 year past being in fifth grade. She missed a few also, but she definitely got blue whale. That one was definitely on her list of ones she got. But there were a few others she didn't get, so I was feeling like you actually are right about on par with a fifth, or in this case, sixth.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I thought you would like that. Anyway, huge game, opportunity for the crowd to be even better. And the Seahawks kind of have to give you a reason, too. Like, they got to play right with the Rams. Sam Darnold can't throw picks the way he did, a couple weeks ago when these teams met down in L.A. The offense needs to do something a little bit early, right, and not just wait for the end of the game to show up. Brady talked a lot about that yesterday. And I think they can. I am not down on this team. I've probably been more up after these last few games than others have, because I really do believe, honestly, I truly believe that games take on their own personality. I know, I like the way Mike Macdonald phrases it. I've quoted it a million times because I think it's true. The idea of games declaring themselves and determining then what kind of a game it's going to be. Sometimes it has to do with your opponent. Sometimes it has to do with the weather. Sometimes it's just the way the matchup works out. Some games are going to be back and forth. Some games are going to be clamped down tight. Some games are going to be sloppy. Some games are going to be clean. Games declare themselves, and you've got to find a way to win all kinds of different games. I think Mark Schlereth summed this up perfectly yesterday with Wyman and Bob. Oh, geez. Hold on. Let me get this computer up. Here we go.
Sometimes when the coaching staff puts a game plan together, it's not necessarily about scoring 50. It's about how do we win this game. And sometimes the best way to win a game is to say, hey, man, we just can't let our quarterback get hit, or we just can't take a risk with the football, or whatever that happens to be that week. And every week it changes. And, sometimes you're right. Sometimes, sometimes you lack some efficiency. But the bottom line to me is every week you find ways to win. That to me is the sign of a really good football team.
Yeah, 100%. Right there with you, Mark. Find ways to win. And the game plan may not be to score 50. It's just to score one more point than the other team. Some weeks you score 50. Some weeks you're airing it out. And other weeks you need to play a little bit more conservatively, knowing that Phillip Rivers can't throw the ball more than 5 yards down the field very often. I thought that was pretty clear. So great job on Sunday, and now an opportunity to try to do that again on Thursday. And it may take more points. You may need more than 16, right, or 18 rather, to beat the Rams. Of course, I get it. Totally different game. But no Devontae Adams will help. No Braden Fisk will help. We'll see what's going on with Charles Cross. Going to give you some of that sound coming up in a few minutes. I mean, again, Charles Cross is one of the 3 to 5 most important and irreplaceable people on this team. So really hopeful that he can go with the ankle, with the hamstring injury. That's the last thing you want to see. A couple other texts coming in this morning. A lot of people seem to want to hang out, and I appreciate that. I got a text here saying, Salk, question, would you like to go to the game on Thursday? I have an available ticket. Hey, 509, I appreciate you. I think that'd be weird, honestly, to take your ticket. Please I have other access points to get into the game. It's one of the great benefits of this job. If I want to go to the game, I got a press pass. We have the Seattle Sports Suite. Like I am not in need. I'm not in need. I appreciate it. There are a lot of other people out there who I think would be a better fit and would love to go to the game. So please offer it to somebody else that you know. But I appreciate the thought. That's incredibly nice of you. Thank you. 206 says, hey, do you think we could schedule a date for Gertie with Peter on Thursday? Now, I don't know who Peter is. Gertie, I assume you're referring to my dog.
I thought maybe you knew this person. That seems very specific.
I don't think that I do. I don't know. But somebody is asking if I want to, have a dog date, and I don't know who Peter is. Peter the dog? Peter the person? I don't know. And maybe it's not even for my Gertie. Maybe this was meant for somebody else. But I'm not scheduling play dates for the dog on text currently. Also, kind of busy on Thursday. Like, getting ready for this game is like a full-time activity, and then you got to throw in kids' hockey practices and volleyball practices and basketball games and opera lesson, like everything else that my kids are doing, and I got to go drag them around the city before the game starts so that I'm ready to sit and watch the game. I can't be out there on play dates for my dog. We don't have that kind of time on Thursday. I'm sorry. And then honestly, Friday I'm here, and then I'm leaving right after the show. Did I hear Brock's going to be here at the game?
Sounds like it.
Very exciting, in studio with me and Macdonald on Friday. 2 shows in a row where I get a little guest with me at VMAC. That's exciting. And then I'm out of here right after the show. I'm trying something new for Christmas this year. We're out of here. The Salks are bailing. We're going to Iceland and to Copenhagen. Very excited. Gonna see what that's like. Always love the idea of sort of the whole Christmas in Northern Europe type of a thing, and we'll see what that looks like. So there you go. I'll be out of here. So just trying to get through this week before a week vacation, and then I'll see you guys after Christmas. Okay. And then, yes, I will say, Matt and Beaverton, thank you for asking. We did have our annual viewing of The Night Before, and I recommend that highly. If you've never seen The Night Before, one of the most underrated, hilarious movies period, and also just my favorite Christmas movie. Very funny. Everyone in it is funny. Every scene in it is funny. I love it, and Heather and I watch it every week.
This makes sense. This person says they were referring to Kirk Herbstreit's dog, Peter.
Oh, that makes more sense. Okay, so not your dog, Peter. Great point. Yes, you're right. That is okay. No, but that's a good idea. Gertie's a little weird with bigger dogs. Peter's a golden, right? I think that would be, Gertie doesn't always do well with bigger dogs. She gets very intimidated. She runs away. She's very scared. Not much she can do. Sorry. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. I'll give you guys the sound from Mike Macdonald on Charles Cross, which I think is promising. I don't know. You'll have to hear it for yourself next on Brock and Salk.
The Mike Macdonald Show, the morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Salk.
You called yesterday a great win by and what great teams do. What does that mean?
Great teams win games. It's the NFL. Games unfold certain ways. Sometimes it doesn't go the way you want. You got to work with it, It's like it is what it is. And then you got to go find solutions and solve problems and move forward and keep playing and try to figure out ways to win. And our guys did that.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app.
Progressive presents a testimonial of sorts.
Hey, slow down!
Oh, yeah? Well, you drive like my grandma. She's a very attentive and courteous driver who wears a seatbelt and always uses her turn signals. She's also a talented painter and has very low cholesterol. Not that that has anything to do with her drive. We just thought a more complete picture of who she is might be interesting. Anyway, have a nice day.
Safe driver? Get Snapshot from Progressive and get a personalized rate based on how you drive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Good Dog Auto Glass.
When your windshield breaks, the national brands say their fix is safe, but the quality is light. Instead, trust Good Dog Auto Glass for the best in quality auto glass.
Don't let the insurance company bully you. When you call, we answer the phone. Visit us online and get more bang for your buck.
Bump here. Seattle U's men's basketball is hosting big games at Climate Pledge. Come see Washington State, and Gonzaga. Next game is December 19th against UW. Tickets as low as $20. Grab your tickets at GoSeattleU.com/tickets. Red Hawks rising.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III! Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community. Not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, no time to rest. Seahawks start prep immediately for the game of the year on Thursday night. Just incredibly exciting to have this game here and what it means. And yeah, I mean, we can get excited. I think you heard pretty clearly from Mike Macdonald yesterday. It won't change any of their process, but they know what's on the line. And I think, speaking of that line, will they have their most important linemen? We don't know yet. Charles Cross did leave the game on that final field goal, had to be helped off with a hamstring injury. This was Mike Macdonald when asked about it yesterday.
Is it possible for Charles to play Thursday?
I'd say it's possible.
Okay, so that's all we know. It's a hamstring injury. Is it possible for him to play on Thursday? Mike says it's possible. He did not practice yesterday, but there wasn't an actual practice yesterday, so that's an estimation of what he would have done. I think they just did a walkthrough. I would assume he's not going to practice at all this week. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to back off. I have no freaking idea. Brock is the one who always comes in here with all the good guesses and information on what's going on with injuries and who's going to play, so we'll ask Brock when he gets here at 7 o'clock. What I do know is that earlier this year, we dubbed him the third most irreplaceable in the team behind Darnold and JSN, partly because of the unknown quantity behind him. And if he can't play, then you're looking at Josh Jones playing left tackle. That's not exactly a position of great depth here on the team. In the meantime, they need to get themselves going, to not run the ball particularly well, and Mike Macdonald addressed that.
Yeah, I think, look, it's not, we didn't run it the way we wanted to. It's kind of a little bit of everything right now, so a little bit late in the year right now to be saying that. So I think we got to pick it up, really on all fronts. So,
well, important that he knows it. Important that he recognizes it and is willing to say it. What comes next is obviously even more important, right? How do you fix it? Why is a team that wants to run the ball? I know Mike said yesterday they just want to be a physical team. He didn't say a run team or a passing team, but physical teams generally have to be able to run the ball, and they're just not showing that right now. I know what I would start with, and that is a little bit more Zach Charbonnet, but I know it goes well beyond that, and obviously the guys up front are such a big part of it. On the other side of things in L.A., does sound like the Seahawks are going to miss Devontae Adams. He suffered a hamstring injury, unlikely to go on Thursday. Braden Fisk was also a DNP yesterday with an ankle, so unsure as to whether or not he would go. He's another really good player. So a couple of big factors that could miss the game on Thursday.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, wait and see mode continues for the Mariners, as we know they need a bat, and we know it's not going to be Jorge Polanco, but After that, who knows? I'm truly fine with letting the guy walk. Again, I said it yesterday. I'll mention it again today. But you take a chance, right? You got to use it as an opportunity to get better rather than to just replace his production with some sort of a maybe. And that's why I'll continue to talk about Ketel Marte, because I think he's the best hitter that would be available on the market to fix some of what they need. John Morosi on, this was not yesterday with Wyman and Bob, but this was on MLB Network, talking about Marte and whether or not he's still available.
In no way does the Kelly signing close the door on a Ketel Marte trade, but it is a fair question to ask because, again, with Marte's name being out there, I was told throughout the winter meetings last week, the reason why the D-backs are listening on Marte is that they wanted to get multiples of pitching back. And so there is still, though, when you think about what the D-backs have in their starting pitching depth chart, they still need to get at least one starter and maybe two.
All right, so let's see what it looks like. Obviously, the Mariners are starter rich, so a pretty decent fit for Ketel Marte. A lot of rumors connecting them to Cardinals second baseman Brendan Donovan. Love the 2 years of cheap club control. Not wild about the left-handed hitting. I do have some concerns about whether or not there's enough impact there. But here's Anthony Castrovince from MLB.com, who says they're a perfect fit.
I think they are a perfect trade match, and you hear their name in those rumors. He could play second, he could play third, and depending on how they want to dole out at bats going forward with their young guys, Cole Young and Colt Emerson, their top prospects yet to debut. But I like the idea of bringing in a veteran you can plug and play and get above average offense. I mean, that's what this team needs right now. Affordable. Obviously, it'd be a high trade cost, but they have the system to do it.
Yeah, I agree with all those things. I just hope he has enough impact. I haven't watched him play a ton. It's not like I'm watching Cardinals games every week. So, just looking at the numbers and trying to determine what sort of an impact you get, I think he's a good player based on what I see and based on what I hear from people who know. I don't think he brings Ketel Marte-like impact. And again, I'd like to see them improve over what they got last year rather than just trying to replace it.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Oh, do we have to do this one? Aaron Rodgers was very good. DK Metcalf had an incredible touchdown. Steelers dominated Miami on Monday night. Here was DK.
He's a guy who deserves more playing time. On third down, got it to DK Metcalf. And fighting his way for the touchdown.
All right, so that all happened. Pittsburgh gets to 8-6. One game ahead of the Ravens. They're going to meet in the final week of the season, so obviously that has an opportunity to be for the AFC North. Congratulations to UW men's soccer. They win the Natty. First one for unseeded Washington, becoming the first team to win 6 road matches in the tournament. They beat 6 seeded teams along the way. So Huskies' second trip to the final and their first win. I guess they lost to Clemson in 2021. I did not know that, but congrats on the Natty. That is everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. All right, let's see. Yeah, all right. I got a bunch of texts saying, talk about the Huskies. I did. Is there anything whinier than soccer fans? I just did. My God, soccer fans. Do you have to be so whiny all the time about everything? It's just the sport. I'm literally doing that. And here, talk about the Huskies. They won a Natty. Everyone needs to know. I know. I got it. It's in there. I'm not talking about soccer on a regular basis. This is a sports show. But if you win a national championship, then yes, obviously we'll get that in Need to Know. All right, what I really want you to do is listen to Mike Macdonald. I thought he gave us some great insight yesterday into the way his team played on Sunday, into his quarterback, into their system, into their specialty. There's a lot. Stick around. You'll hear it all next on Brock and Salk.
After a close call against the Colts.
Jason Myers with his 6th field goal of the day.
Never a doubt, right? Talking about picking each other up, just being there when we need them.
The Hawks gear up for the biggest game of the season. The game that will likely determine who wins the division.
Holy catfish!
Seahawks, Rams. Thursday night at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 5:15.
This should be fun.
On Seattle Sports. On 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
All right, luxury awaits for this weekend or maybe even Thursday night. If you're not sure where to go to watch the game, if nobody has offered you tickets, go to Snoqualmie Casino and watch the beautiful new sports bar. They have great food, 60-plus TVs, and yes, all the fun that comes with watching a game at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. The expanded non-smoking gaming floor is there for a little extracurricular fun as well. Go to snocasino.com for more. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
It's the best time of the year. Toyota-thon. Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton are providing you with large savings and the widest selection of inventory on Toyota favorites like the 2025 Tacoma, leasing at just $259 a month with $39.99 due at signing. The 2026 Tundra, financing at 2.99% APR, up to 72 months, and $1,000 bonus cash. The gas and hybrid RAV4s and the Corolla Cross. It's Toyota-thon. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Offers valid until January 5th, 2026. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and a $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Model 7540.
O'Brien. Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Man, I love seeing the old gang at these reunions.
Did you see Brian? He's in better shape than he was 25 years ago. How's that even possible?
Yep, I ran into him a few weeks ago and had to ask. He told me he started taking Nugenix Total T2.
The testosterone booster?
Yeah, but it's way more than that now. It also skyrockets your nitric oxide in as little as 3 hours. I started taking it right away and I'm already seeing results.
I was wondering what you were doing. You seriously crushed me in that pickup game last week.
Yep, after 40, energy, strength, drive, it all starts going downhill. But with T2, I feel like my old self again. Stronger, leaner, and my energy is way up. My wife even noticed a difference. They're giving out complimentary bottles right now. Just send them a text.
Text CAR to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of new Nugenix Total T2. Text now and you'll also get a free bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator. That's CAR to 321-321. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When my windshield cracked, I called All-Star Auto Glass. All-Star's money stays in the Northwest. SafeLight sends money to shareholders in Europe. All-Star supports the local economy. If this happens to you, call All-Star Auto Glass.
It's a cold winter night and your furnace dies. Don't let this happen to you. If your system's 12 years or older, upgrade now to a Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning system from Home Comfort Alliance and stay warm. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
I saw her texting, coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines and I was able to sleep through the night. And that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Television sales on Black Friday set new records as millions of Americans snapped up the hot deals. But a lot of people were out of town or too busy to take advantage of the special pricing. So, how about a redo? Right now, you've got a second chance to save big on many of the top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs. Where? At Video Only, where the smart shoppers go. So, don't miss out. Check out Video Only now, or
you'll be sorry. Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
This is the Mike Macdonald Show, presented by your local 76 and Conoco stations, exclusively on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
All right, the Mike Macdonald Show this morning with Brady Henderson in for Brock as well. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Congratulations. You called yesterday a great win by and what great teams do. What does that mean?
Great teams win games. Look, it's kind of like the beginning of last week. It's the NFL. You know, you wake up on Monday morning and you're not sure who's going to be the quarterback, and all of a sudden you're going against Phillip Rivers, and you got to go figure out a way to go win the game, you know. So, and then games unfold certain ways. Sometimes it doesn't go the way you want, like the first X amount of time throughout the beginning of yesterday's game. But you gotta work with it, you know. It's like it is what it is, and then you got to go find solutions and solve problems and move forward and keep playing and try to figure out ways to win, and our guys did that.
I like your phrase. I've used it a lot, of the way a game declares itself.
Yeah.
How quickly did yesterday's game declare itself?
Pretty early. Yeah, pretty early. You know, earlier in the first quarter. Pretty early. I mean, if we would have started faster on offense and got out to a lead, that would have been a lot different. But they were very conscious of not letting that happen, taking the ball first. The field position battle was something that we struggled with in the first half. So you got to give them credit too. I mean, Shane is a phenomenal football coach. You know, they're 7-1 and hit some adversity, and then they got 3 really good phases of their football team. They play together. They're physical, and so they had a good plan, and we were able to counteract it as the game went on.
Yeah, I imagine there was quite a bit of unknown in terms of what that offense was going to look like under the circumstances with a quarterback coming out of retirement, playing for the first time in 5 years. But with the way that they were trying to attack you guys, with Rivers getting the ball out very quickly, his average air yards per target in the first half, I believe, was only 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, feeding Jonathan Taylor a lot. How closely did their offensive approach align with what you guys thought it was going to be?
It was probably a little bit more conservative than we anticipated. You could say, hey, let's just put 11 guys on the line and make them throw the ball. Well, that sounds sweet until they hit a double move and it's a touchdown, and sometimes when you do add hats to the line of scrimmage, it doesn't necessarily equal more people at the point of attack. Like, they're allowed to block you too, and put people in position to block you. So now the whole game was out of gun, which they haven't been operating like that. So that was something we had to adjust to, and they did take some shots, and we were able to stay on top and force them to check the ball down, which he checked it down pretty quickly. But you still have to defend those plays, otherwise you're just gonna throw it to them.
So when that happens, when the game starts to declare itself and it is looking like it's going to be a lower scoring game and everything, the way they're choosing to play it, do you then have to sort of have a calculus in your mind of, do I want to be more conservative and kind of play into that, or do I want to try to change that game and try to make it more of an aggressive formula? How do you think through that on the sideline?
Well, we're really just trying to flip field position to start with, and we weren't able to do that. So we were, behind the 8 ball there. And then, how you're going to play some of those, second, third, fourth down plays on our side of the field they're a very aggressive team on 4th down. And so, like a good analogy is it's kind of like going against Navy. When they cross the 50, it's like they got 4 downs, so a 3rd and 7 is not a 3rd and 7, a 3rd and 5 is not a 3rd, and so on and so forth. 2nd down and 10 isn't necessarily a 2nd down and 10. And so, they're going to play that way. You have to defend it like that, And then also, that affected our fourth down decision making, especially in the second half about how aggressive we wanted to be. We definitely got more aggressive there in the second half on fourth down.
It's a good thing Greg Bell is not here because I think he would have shuddered at the reference to Navy after what happened over the weekend.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was rooting for Army. I'm obviously an Army guy, but it's a bummer. That was a great game.
Yeah, taking a step back, the NFL constantly gives surprises. Shocking surprises sometimes. And if that wasn't the case, I don't think I would have believed the tweet when I saw it that Phillip Rivers was coming out of retirement to play in this game. What are your thoughts of just what he did and the way he played on Sunday?
I'm not surprised. And it's Phillip Rivers. I'm not surprised that he was able to come in and command the offense. And that's, in terms of operationally, that's the guy that I remember. He even said that, just as I remember, after the game. And the mobility and all that type of stuff. But you had to force him in those situations, which is easier said than done. And I tip my hat to him. I love the message he sent. He wanted to send to his kids and about being courageous and going for it and not afraid of failure. Those are awesome principles you want to pass down. I think about that with Jack, on how we coach our team and how we treat people and how we go about our business. When he's walking the walk behind it, he's always talked the talk, but he's been able to walk behind it too. So, nothing but respect for him. Just really, really, really cool. It's a great NFL story. I'm glad we won. Otherwise, it'd be a little bit worse of a story. But
I know. I feel like everyone around the country was rooting against you yesterday.
Good.
Everyone wanted to see the Cinderella Disney story.
And that's kind of the way it always is, right? Does anybody ever root for us?
Well,
does it matter?
Your team is interesting. This team, at least from what I've heard, doesn't play the no respect card a lot. I haven't heard a lot of those. No. We get no respect, none of that.
Yeah, we really don't talk about it. It's just who cares?
Good. I love it. It's great. Yeah. Let people on the outside say it. You mentioned flipping field position. How it's something that I was thinking about a lot yesterday as the offense was kind of struggling to get on track, and I'm realizing after the game that your average starting position on the 4 punts was the 12.5-yard line.
Yeah.
Versus I think it was the 25 on the 6 possessions that led to field goals.
Yep.
How does the philosophy change, or how does the play calling change inside your own 10 or 15-yard line versus once you're starting a drive out beyond your 20?
Yeah, without kind of giving away our philosophies. It does shorten your playbook to a certain extent. You have to make a decision at what yard line does that happen. But to talk about the field position thing, offense, we got to get out of the hole. We got to get drives going. We got to flip it. Special teams, we got to cover the kick better. All those things. But I like to bring it back to defense too. It is a complementary stat. You can't give up cheap first downs, especially the way the game is nowadays. If you're going to start the drive at the 35-yard line, well, if you get a 3-and-out, that's the only time that you can really be aggressive on a punt return. Otherwise, they're in pooch punt territory or they're in 4-down territory. So that's kind of the NFL now, So even though we got the stop on the first drive, I didn't call a very good first third down of the game. They hit us with the screen. To me, that's partly on me as our average drive start because we didn't start the best way too. So it's kind of everybody involved, and that's how we talk about being complementary. Is we could have stacked that play. We could have gotten off the field on a 3-and-out, and and all of a sudden our offense is going to have better field position, and then we can start faster.
Is the rule of thumb in the NFL for punt returners still to stand on the 10, and if the ball goes over your head, to let it go?
We have our own rule, but no, it's not the 10-yard line. It's closer.
So things have changed.
Yeah,
because that's what I always remember. Brady and I were talking about it earlier growing up. Why would it get closer? Is it just the punters are too good?
I think so. I think just the way, the way that if you just kind of average out where all those punts land over the course of time, we have a reason on why we stand and where we stand them and what his rules are. So you're kind of just playing the numbers on that front that you're going to end up with the right, being in the best position possible. Now, sometimes you don't make great decisions, which happened to us last year, and we end up in really bad spots. But, is what it is.
Does that change game to game? Where that spot? Are you doing it by punter, or is it just
sometimes it varies. Sometimes it varies. Yeah.
Mike, Salk and I were talking earlier about how this seemed like a game where Sam Darnold played a lot better than maybe the total QBR, maybe the stat sheet would indicate. And terms of, keeping the ball out of harm's way, dealing with pressure, the one play that stands out to me was when Franklin comes untouched on a blitz and he sort of ducks out of a sack to find Rashid Shaheed for a 9-yard gain. What did you think of Darnold's day in totality?
Yeah, I actually thought Sam, I agree with you guys. I thought Sam played a really good football game. And taking care of the football, being able to extend plays intelligently without the ball being in harm's way. I know he gave it up on the one. He took the hit there on the sideline. And then, just what he did at the end, what he's been doing at the end of games. That's what he got, 40 seconds to go. You got to go all the way down the field. Handled their zero pressures well. We weren't in the right protection on the one where Zach had the guy off the edge, and then he ended up having to throw it away. But I thought he really managed the game well and made critical plays to really help us. And so I thought Sam had a really good game.
Tell me about the final drive. It's only 25 yards. The new NFL, you don't have to go 50, 60 yards sometimes to get a field goal.
Well, again, that's how you got to set things up. They put the ball over there in the corner, and Rashid's going to make a decision in real time in a high leverage situation on, do I field the punt? What direction do I go? If he catches it and he runs out of bounds, that's not going to be good, which happens all the time now on some of those sideline kicks. Or the kick, excuse me, not the punt.
You mean when his momentum carries it?
Yeah. It happened to when we were on the kickoff team against Tennessee.
Yeah.
And that really helped us. So that happens nowadays, So that kick really jump started that whole thing. And then all of a sudden, to your point, we need 15, 20 yards to be in field goal range and basically one play away. So it was great.
What do you see from Sam in those moments, though? He gets the ball late. You need 25 yards in this case.
I think we saw it in the Rams game too. I think that's Sam. He's so steady and so consistent, no matter the circumstance. He's able to bounce back and just kind of take it one play at a time and address it, just play the situation. Okay, what's the situation? Okay, well we have a term for what we were in, and one that we've practiced since April, and so, okay, that's what it is. Here's a play call. Let's go rip it. Not make it more than this. Go play ball, and that's what he does.
Yeah, the two big completions on that drive to Rashid Shaheed. I couldn't help but notice that on the first one, Shaheed, before he gets to the top of his route, he's throwing his hands up because he wants a PI.
Yep.
And then he makes the catch, has the presence of mind to get the ball, spotted, to get to clock the ball. What do you think of Shaheed's day and just the impact that he's having on your offense?
Yeah, well, it's really coming to life. So, I think there's a chemistry that's building between him and Sam I think this just, the nature of the business. It just takes reps to know where he's going to be. Even we missed him in there in the red zone. And I think, unfortunately, that is a function. Maybe he hasn't just been here the whole time. That's a route we run a good bit, and the ball's a little bit behind him. So it just seems like the timing was just a click off. But there's a lot of other situations where, like we saw at the beginning of the second half last game, the Atlanta game, and then throughout this game, where I think you can really feel him out there.
You make the decision to call 3 timeouts while they had the ball once they got over the 50-yard line. Can you just help us understand the mechanics of how you're going through what to do at the end of that game yesterday?
Yeah, there's a lot going on in that time. It's funny. One of the officials was talking to me during one of the timeouts, and I'm not paying attention to him, and I'm looking, and so I finally look at him, and I'm like, I'd be paying more attention to you if I wasn't actually calling the defense right now. I was like, this is kind of like a big drive, And he's like, oh, you still called defense? I'm like, yeah. I'm sorry, but I'm not, I don't really want to have a conversation with you right now.
Was he talking about football things or just
well, I don't know. I was ignoring him. Yeah, so I don't know what he was talking about. It could have been anything. And so I'm like, dude, leave me alone. Sorry. I didn't want to be disrespectful,
No.
I had to tell him.
Sure. He's probably the same one that called the PI against Job. He was mad at you.
No, I actually know for a fact that was a different guy.
Okay.
So there's another story behind that one.
Well, tell me. So what were you thinking about? Because there was a lot that went into that.
Yeah. Well, Brian's prepping us the whole time about when we want to do it, and it's just it's just
for those who don't know who Brian is.
Come on, we talk about Brian all the time. Brian Ayers. Star of the game, situational extraordinaire. He's just very decisive in those moments, and then we stick to it. He manages the game for us, and tells us all about the fourth down model. I mean, you name it, Brian's pretty much handling it. And really, it's just like the rule of thumb is if you can manage it so if it goes sour for you and they kick the field goal, you give a chance to get the ball back. And, if you stop them on fourth down and, the downside of it is if obviously if they get the first down, they're basically in 4-minute mode and trying to kick the field goal to end it. But, I mean, you can't take the timeouts with you to your grave. It's like, all right, congratulations. And then if you stop them on fourth down, which is great, now you have 50 seconds and they have 3 timeouts, they're probably going to get the ball back with 20 seconds to go, if we don't get a first down. So, that's kind of the downside of doing it that way. But, at some point you got to take calculated risks, and that's what we did.
And Brian, is he also your point person in terms of knowing when to challenge a play? Is he that guy?
He is the point guy on that. Yeah.
Does every NFL team have sort of a guy like that who is?
I feel like they do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like they do. That was one of those things where I was like, I don't know if that was a catch, and then we're like, and then another indicator is that they're going fast too, and Indy's phenomenally like they have a really good reputation on how they handle situations, and they have all the bells and whistles and everything. So they were going fast to beat the challenge. So that kind of told you that there was a possibility that it was going to be incomplete too. So that was like data point number 2, and then we finally got the replay upstairs, and then they said, go ahead and throw it. So
Wyman will probably be mad if I ask you about a kicker, but I feel like I have to. I mean, six field goals, including the game winner, and they're not cheapies either. I mean, 50+ for the game winner.
Right.
And I was pretty impressed with the kickoff that followed, because 18 seconds is nothing at this point, right? I mean, like, with 3 timeouts, only needing to get to the 45. If that kick goes into the end zone, they get the ball at the 35. He needs to 20 yards for a
it's the same
field goal.
They're actually in a probably easier situation than we were
with 3 timeouts.
Yeah, so that's why we had to put the ball in play, and those are some of that's what makes the game different now, is that the kickoff is going to be a critical part of these end of game like sequences.
So how important has Jason been to your season in general?
Oh, he's critical. He's right up there with everybody else. Just how many is game winner in Arizona, game winner here? I'm blanking, but I feel like there's more where there's a lot of situations we're right there on the fringe, and maybe we didn't execute the highest level, and he's bailing us out. And there's some of these like either or scenarios where you could go for it on like a 4th and longer or whatever, or you could kick the field goal, and he's been able to put points up for us.
I like the golf analogy he made afterwards. He said it was sort of a pull slice on that on that final kick. He's apparently a tremendous golfer.
Oh,
you played with him?
I did. Yeah, I played in the Pro-Am last year with him, and we played at Sahali, and I think I hit like 1 ball in play for about 18 holes, and he was just absolutely mashing the golf balls. It was really incredible. Yeah, he's a stick.
Sahali fairways are about the width of the uprights, so he probably
Sahawways, I guess is the
he felt right at home. Charles Cross was the one injury I wanted to ask you about, because I couldn't really see what happened. He looked like he got helped off at the very end and wasn't on the field for the last play.
Yeah, we'll see with Charles. We're going through it right now with him.
Okay, but do you know what it was?
Yeah, we're gonna see.
We're gonna see. Okay, lower body. We go hockey. Hockey coaches just say upper body and lower body. That's all they ever say.
I'm gonna go to like full body.
Oh, full body.
It's somewhere on his.
All right.
Somewhere possibly.
Somewhere on his body.
So that really narrows it down. Mike, I learned a new word last week, and this word may have been made up by Cooper Kupp, but he was talking about Eric Saubert and just the kind of guy he is in the locker room, and he said he brings some great vibery to the team. And obviously you guys made the move to extend him, a rare in-season extension for this organization. And I imagine a big part of that was just the kind of presence he is in the locker room in addition to what he does on the field.
Yeah. I haven't heard that term either, but I think it paints a pretty good picture of him. I mean, like in addition to complementing like skill set wise in the tight end room, and then nowadays in special teams, I mean, you need big physical guys that can run and make tackles and block in space on special teams, and really in every phase. I mean, the way the kickoff is now, like speed is kind of less of a priority on both sides, and then obviously in punt, being able to play guard and tackle is really helpful. And so that's an added plus. And then he can play all the play the tight end, he can play the Y, he can play the U. He played the F. So the versatility is there, and then he's just been a tremendous asset to our locker room too, and the tight end room. So we're really excited to get him back and locked in for next year.
I've always felt like tight ends are a great opportunity to, maybe this doesn't sound right, but prove your philosophy. Like if you want to be a passing team, you probably don't have as many tight ends, and the ones you have are probably, really good at being pass receivers, closer to being wide receivers than they are to being tackles. And if you want to be a running team, you got to have some big, physical, nasty tight ends who can be tone setters.
Yeah.
What do you make of your whole tight end room and what they've done for your team this year?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say we want to be a running team or a passing team. I think we want to be a physical team, and we want to be able to do both. And so the tight end group is a group that does both. I mean, the wideout group actually does more both than people give the wideouts credit for, but definitely the tight ends are kind of the tip of the spear on that front. They're kind of like knights in chess, they're kind of weird, but they kind of fit, but they're also an asset. They're kind of unorthodox. Yeah, I mean, our group's done a great job. It's a bummer that we lost Elijah there for a minute, but it's great that we have Sabi back. Brady Russell's been, a guy that we've been able to plug in and play well. And then, AJ's a tone setter for us in just terms of the attitude and things he's been able to do. I mean, he's our short yardage sneak guy. I mean, we got all sorts of stuff going on in that room.
Jason Myers, when we heard from him in his post-game news conference afterwards, he just talked about how close this team is. And we seem to hear that every week now, it seems like. And I'm curious, I asked you kind of a similar question to this last week in the Zoom call, but I'll frame it in a different way. The culture that you and John and your players have built here, is there a moment or anything that's happened either on the field or behind the scenes or a theme that you really feel like best represents the kind of culture that you guys have built here?
Wow. I probably need some more time to kind of go through the last season. I just think it's just a steady. I think it's just a steady dose of just getting everybody pushing in the same direction. And I think what makes us a little bit unique is we're trying to create an environment where guys love coming to work, and love coming in and working to try to get better. And they understand how that fits, the power of that fits within the team. So it's we're trying to get better as a team. The team's trying to get better. You got coaches that say, hey, we're trying to get better too. So it's kind of we're all driving rather than just saying hey, we're just coming to work. I'm trying to get mine. I'm trying to get paid, trying to get production. We're just trying to win. Everyone kind of puts their focus on, but ours is hey, we want to create an environment where you can be you. You can act you enjoy getting a great day's work in. You feel like you're getting better. You feel like you're contributing to the team. You feel like you're growing. And I think that's what the guys, that resonates with guys, and it, we're on week, I don't even know what week we're on now, but it does feel like it's just another week. It doesn't feel like you're just dragging because you're in mid-December. It's just another week for us.
There is Mike Macdonald yesterday. Good stuff with him, and I enjoyed that yesterday. Enjoyed the conversation, and obviously now he prepares his team for game of the year, man. This is awesome. This is what you want. This is, as a fan, what you get up for. This is, as a player, what you're out there for. Primetime event in front of the whole country. NFC on the line. Seahawks could clinch a playoff berth with a win or a Detroit loss this week. So a lot going on. Brock is in next. We're going to talk a ton of football today. Some baseball in here as well as the Mariners continue a search for a bat. Don't go anywhere. It's Brock and Salk. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
After a close call against the Colts.
Jason Myers with his 6th field goal of the day.
Never a doubt, right? Talking about picking each other up, just being there when we need them.
The Hawks gear up for the biggest game of the season. The game that will likely determine who wins the division.
Holy catfish!
Seahawks, Rams, Thursday night at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 5:15.
This should be fun.
On Seattle Sports, on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
At Cressy Door, we not only have the perfect garage door for your home, but we also offer options for creating space and even warming your outdoor areas. Check out your options at CressyDoor.com.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and I can see clearly now. It's amazing. Let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for Refractive Lens Exchange, or RLE. Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, contacts, readers, or cataracts. So if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the capper. You're never going to develop a cataract. I'm somebody that needed readers in every room of the house. I needed to see the scoreboard out at ball games. I just couldn't see clearly. That has all changed thanks to RLE. Whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to point you in the right direction. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, well, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Heward here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to MyDataQB.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or MyDataQB.com.
Good Dog Auto Glass. When your windshield breaks, the national brands say their fix is safe, but the quality is light. Instead, trust Good Dog Auto Glass for the best in quality auto glass.
Don't let the insurance company bully you. When you call, we answer the phone. Visit us online and get more bang for your buck.
So Pure Talk just had their best year ever and asked me if I'd like to thank their customers on their behalf for being so awesome. I said sure. It's important to say thanks, especially this time of year, which is why, as one of their many satisfied customers, I should probably thank Pure Talk first for keeping their customer service in this country and for providing hundreds of American jobs. I appreciate that. I also appreciate their Roundup program, which makes it easy to support America's Warrior Partnership and join the fight against veteran suicide. And I love that Pure Talk donated 1,000 hand-sewn Made in America flags to veterans around Independence Day. And of course, I really appreciate their generous support of my own foundation, MicroWorks, and their commitment to help us train the next generation of skilled workers. Having said all that, it's now my pleasure, on behalf of everyone at Pure Talk, to thank you sincerely for choosing to do business with an American wireless company that actually stands for something. And one more thing. Merry Christmas.
Have you heard the story that's about a guy who lives in a bank that is really close by? The Capital One Cafe is his home, no doubt, where customers bank and get their cash out. There's no fees or minimums on checking accounts, so your money stays. Most Capital One Cafes are open all 7 days. This magical place, as some people might call it, is where the Capital One Bank guy says, "What's in your wallet?" Such a lovely tale.
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One, N.A. member FDIC.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan. We are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at ServiceTitan.com.
Let's go!
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
Get his freaking auto! From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to accuse you of a minute.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now, here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Hello is the right word. Hello, Brock. Good morning to you.
Hello, friends.
Hello.
You miss a day this time of year, you feel like you miss a week.
Yeah, I know.
So much going on.
Well, you missed 2 days.
Well, kind of. I mean, Fridays were Fridays.
It didn't even count. It was just a Friday. I mean, whatever.
Friday,
Doesn't even mean anything. It's just a silly
weekend,
Friday.
yeah.
Sure. Well, what did you miss? What did you think? Seahawks won. A lot of people yesterday needed to be, I don't know what the right word is, consoled a little bit, propped up.
Need to be reminded that 11-3 is 11-3, no matter how and what shape and what form it takes in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And you played pretty elite defense. You would have gotten quite a kick out of this. I was actually at a wedding in Key Biscayne. I was today years old when I realized that Key Biscayne's a key off of Miami to the east.
It's beautiful too. I love Key Biscayne.
So cool.
Yeah, one of the cool.
So cool.
But it's it's not like going to Key West. It's like right there.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. It's just right off of Miami, downtown, actually, just minutes away. And you would have enjoyed this wedding. There was some former athletes at this wedding, baseball players, football players, and just so happened to be at my table. There was, I'm 49. There was a 50-year-old quarterback and a 52-year-old Super Bowl winning quarterback.
That feels like Matt Hasselbeck and Trent Dilfer.
There you go. That's exactly who it was.
Brock's only two friends, as you once told me. And John Kitna, I guess.
Yeah. So were the phones under the table at the reception? I mean, were the phones under the table watching, intrigued by a 44-year-old guy that frankly looked a little bit like Dilfer if Dilfer put a football uniform on?
Yeah.
Trent said, hey, listen, I'm glad you can still wear your custom shirt. I could tell by your buttons. I tried to put mine on. I'm too fat, so I'm wearing my fat shirt, Do
you think Rivers, he looked like he was big on top, skinny on the bottom? Is kind of what I saw.
No, he was still pretty wide in the behind. No, it was still those pants
yeah,
were
the behind,
stretched.
yes. But then the bottom, it looked like it went down very quickly to little chicken legs.
Yes, they did. Yeah, not a lot of, I don't think a lot of power cleans or lunges with weight. No, and that ball was in and out of his hand in a hurry. But the whole wedding, honestly.
Of the three of you, which one felt most like they could get back out there at their age and play?
Probably Hasselbeck. I don't know. I think I could have done absolutely everything Phillip Rivers did, athletically and throwing the ball. In fact, I think I could have thrown it with more velocity because it really wasn't that wet, right? It wasn't that windy. It wasn't terrible by any means as far as what the conditions have been. But Salk, that ball was in and out of his hand. Now, his brain processes obviously really fast, and he knows that system and made some third down conversions and got the ball out and threw into some tight windows and functioned. And I think there was a big feeling. I didn't feel this way. And once he, started practicing and watching a little bit of that and kind of reading the tea leaves, I said he's going to start. He's not doing this to be a third string. He's going to start. And I also didn't think he was going to embarrass himself, nor was it going to be just a slaughter. And those points, you should have taken those points because the guy can process and knows how to play the game and didn't turn it over. Late last night, after our football banquet, I went back to just look. Because it did feel, overriding thought beyond Rivers, it felt like that whole game, the Seahawks were playing uphill. It felt like the whole game, the Seahawks, from a field position standpoint, were just having to slog it out, and they were. In the first half, Indy started their drives, 28, 35, 35, 47, 42. Why are you chuckling? Did you guys do this yesterday?
I did all this yesterday.
Did you really?
Yes.
You went through all the math yourself?
I went through all of where the Seahawks started. I didn't go through the Colts part of it, but the Seahawks started at an average of the 12.5-yard line on their 4 punts and an average of the 20, I think it was a 25.5 on their 6 field goals. I mean, they started inside the 10 too many times.
Overall, from where you started, there was a 150-yard advantage from the Colts versus the Seahawks. The Colts started one drive inside the 25.
Yeah.
They started 2 drives inside their 30. Everything else was the 35 and out. Like,
I asked Mike about it yesterday specifically because I felt like that was very much the story of the game. And one of the reasons their offense was never truly able to get on track is because they just weren't able to get into a lot of it because they were just trying to get a first down or so to get out of trouble. And so, yeah, we asked him about it yesterday.
Yeah, without kind of giving away our philosophies, I mean, it does shorten your playbook to a certain extent. You have to make a decision at what yard line does that happen, you know. But to talk about the field position thing, I mean, offense, we got to get out of the hole. We got to get drives going. We got to flip it. Special teams, you know, we got to cover the kick better. All those things. But I like to bring it back to defense too. I mean, it is a complementary stat. You can't give up cheap first downs, especially the way the game is nowadays. Like if you're going to start the drive at the 35-yard line, well, if you get a 3 and out, that's the only time that you can really be aggressive on a punt return. Otherwise, they're in pooch punt territory or they're in 4-down territory. So that's kind of the NFL now, you know. So even though we got the stop on the first drive, call a very good third down of the game, they hit us with the screen. You know, like to me, that's partly on me as our average drive start because we didn't start the best way too. So it's kind of everybody involved, and that's how we talk about like being complementary. Is we could have stacked that play. We could have gotten off the field on a 3 and out, and all of a sudden our offense is going to have better field position, and then we can start faster.
Yeah. And I think all of that stuff is always tied together. And if you just silo it out and say, oh, offense was slow. Oh, another slow start. Well, same thing happened in the Minnesota game. You started inside your 5. You started inside your 10. You're going to be conservative in those areas, especially against the opponent you're playing. It's kind of like a match play golf game where your opponent's like, all he's going to do is make pars. He's not going for it at all. They did not take an explosive shot. I don't think Phillip threw it beyond 25 yards, except one time he missed downs on a little go route. He threw a back shoulder to Pierce. That was it. And they were just going to be like, yeah, man, we are not turning it over. We are going to play the field position game. We're going to do all we can to just kind of pin you deep, and we'll just make pars. We're not going to take one aggressive shot offensively.
Yeah, Brady said yesterday that his average air yards per pass in the first half was under 2.
Yeah, on Blue 88, I got some time as far as
how long it took him to get it out.
Yes,
yeah.
I mean, it was
couldn't have been very long.
And that's smart play. And then it kind of invigorated their team, right? You could see like, oh my gosh, we're not going to get embarrassed here. Oh my gosh, we kind of got this general. We got Ulysses S. Rivers out here, and he's got a sense of belief to him. And if we kind of just, muddy this game up and get it late, we're going to have a chance to win. And their special teams were great for Indy. Their defense played their butts off and threw their bodies around, and that safety was violent. And Zaire, whatever, the linebacker was all over the place. They played up. Latu was awesome coming back to Seattle. Like, they were invigorated.
Yeah.
And it took everything. And it took a 57-yard field goal and then a tipped interception to finally finish them. But I kind of, finished that game. I'm like, yeah, that's gritty right there. Yeah, that's kind of tough. Yeah, that's kind of ugly. Yeah, man, you played a match play that took you to the 18th hole, but you know what you did? You found a way to make a birdie at the end to win that sucker and move on now to the biggest game in the NFL this season that comes in a little over 48 hours.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, and we'll spend some time on that today and obviously tomorrow and Thursday getting ready. Another Mike Macdonald show on Friday as we'll talk to him after that game, so that should be fun as well. The other big part of this was Sam, right? And a lot of consternation about Sam not maybe playing his best game. I gave him an A. Brock, I would not. You know how I feel about these things, and occasionally you'll give me grief about it, and I'm like, well, I promise I'll turn it back around the other way when it happens, and it did. This was his second game-winning drive late. He's now 2-3 for the year. He was 1-3 in the 4 attempts, now 2-3 in 5, and he did exactly what his team needed from him. He didn't turn the ball over once. Although he did fumble once, and that's another conversation, but he didn't turn the ball over, and he won the game in the last minute. That's what he was being paid to do on Sunday, and he got it done.
Yep. I think, unfortunately, he had 2 misses in the red zone, miscommunication.
Those weren't great.
Cup.
Hey, by the way, Brock, just before you go into all that, if he doesn't win the game at the end there, it's not an A. It's a very different grade he gets yesterday because of those couple of misses, but The job was to win the game, and they did.
Yeah, and the job was to throw an absolute dart on the post curl and to throw a dart on the out route and put your team in position to win. And he threw a bunch of darts, and he had some uncharacteristic drops on the other side of it. And then, again, a little just miscommunication with Kupp, and then they run just a great concept to get Rashid, on a post route there that you gotta, and he normally hits those, and he just kind of was. I think he played a little safe, to be honest with you.
As he should.
And even his third down pass afterward, like at the very end there, he could have tried to fit that in there, but I'm not going to let it hit a helmet. I'm not going to get this ball tipped for a pick. I'm going to dirt it. If it's not clean, I'm going to play it safe, and I'm going to trust Jason to go out there and hit a 57-yarder, and he did. And we're going to move on, man. We're going to win in advance, and we're going to get 11 wins, and we're going to play for the #1 seed in our house on national television.
It did feel throughout, and I feel like I even got more of the sense talking to Mike yesterday that, look, they played it conservatively. The game declared itself as a conservative game based on the way Indy was going to play, and there was no reason to make a mistake and give them any additional points. They weren't going to get many points off your defense, so why give them the opportunity to get points off your offense?
And they were going to play an unbelievably conservative game.
Right, exactly.
Where you weren't going to take it away, where you weren't going to get great field position, where you weren't, going to get sack fumbles and picks and tips and, until the very, very end when they finally, down to, to their last breath, actually had to throw the ball down the field, in the middle of the field
and
for the first
and couldn't do that, obviously.
Correct.
So,
yes.
All right, well, it's a good win. A win is a win, and as Mike said, a great teams win games like that. They get an opportunity to prove they are a great team on Thursday night against the Rams. Will they have the best player on their offensive line? I'll play you some sound from Mike Macdonald on that next.
4 down territory. Michael Bumpus answers the top 4 football questions of the day.
The run game had 3 yards in the first half. How do you get the run game going?
You be stubborn. You keep doing it. You tell Anthony Bradford just to run through people, even if it's the wrong guy at times, because he tends to do that. You got Sundell back, so you should be a bit better eventually when you get that run game going. And Stacey, that might be part of the fall of the last couple of weeks when it comes to maybe the pass pro and the run game, because Sundell hasn't been in there.
On Seattle Sports.
I know you're probably getting busy, right? Christmas is right around the corner. Maybe you got family coming in like we do to spend some time with, and you're thinking, I'll just put my finance stuff, I'll put that insurance off to the side. I'll take care of it in the new year. Don't do that. Don't do that. Take the First Mark Insurance Challenge this morning. It's so easy. All you've got to do is go to firstmarkinsurance.com. That's it. It's free. It's easy. They take the ball from there, firstmarkinsurance.com. The only thing that I hear from so many of my family and my friends and Molly and I ourselves is I only wish I would have done this earlier. We heard so many of these First Mark Challenge victories over the years. Yeah, I'm glad we finally decided to do it, but I just wish we wouldn't have waited. So on this Tuesday morning, I'm just telling you, don't wait, because here's how First Mark goes to work for you. They fully analyze your current insurance, making sure you're not overpaying for the wrong coverage and taking care of your family and your situation. And then they go to the market. Dozens of major carriers they have worked with for years to find you and your situation the best fit. That's it. No stress, no confusion. They're your teammate. And they spent the last 30 years helping thousands of families successfully manage the complicated world of insurance. So don't wait a morning longer. Take the First Mark Challenge. It's free, and you might be the next First Mark Challenge victory. Just go to firstmarkinsurance.com. Firstmarkinsurance.com. Your teammate that goes to work for you.
Hey Hawk fans, Jake Bobo. Stormy weather is here. How's your roof holding up? Give Techline Roofing a call. With the strongest warranty in the business, Techline has you covered. That's Tekline, roofing.com. Trust Techline.
When my windshield cracked, I called All-Star Auto Glass. All-Star's money stays in the Northwest. SafeLight sends money to shareholders in Europe. All-Star supports the local economy. If this happens to you, call All-Star Auto Glass.
The Pacific Northwest is the perfect backdrop for the holiday season. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law reminds us that the roadways don't always agree.
It's that combination of additional travel, changes in routine, and winter weather that make this the most dangerous time of the year to be behind the wheel.
Any safety tips to help commuters keep the holidays joyful?
The #1 cause of accidents remains distracted driving, even during the holidays. So store that cell phone in a place that eliminates temptation. It's imperative we set the example for our teens. Also, be aware of abrupt changes in the weather and prepare for it. Sometimes it's as simple as allowing additional distance for following or stopping. Lastly, make sure your vehicle is properly maintained for winter.
That includes four-wheel drive and chains when required at the pass. Please follow these safety precautions from my good friends at Pendergast Law and keep you and your neighbors safe this holiday season.
Happy holidays from all of us at Pendergast Law.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
This is the home of the Seahawks. Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN. Seattle Sports. With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafee from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, Brock, Seahawks getting right after it as they get ready for Thursday night football. Biggest game of the year. Biggest game since. I think that might be a conversation over the next couple of days. I don't know when the last time they played a game this big was. Their most important lineman, not sure what the availability is going to be. He did have to get helped off the field on that final field goal, was not in there for the final kneel down of the game. We asked Mike Macdonald about it yesterday morning. He did not want to talk about it. By yesterday afternoon, he was willing to say it was a hamstring injury, and then he was asked if he could play.
Is it possible for Charles to play Thursday?
I'd say it's possible.
It's possible. Is it probable? Who knows?
Well, you usually know. What do you think here?
It's early. It's early in the week.
Okay. It's not that early. They play in 2 days.
Give me one more day.
Okay.
Give me one more day. I think today's a big day. Honestly, I took a little sigh of relief when I heard that because I thought, man, is that a high ankle? Right? Is that an MCL? Is that right? Just because it was a funky, and those field goal protections, those guys literally, I mean, they're human shields.
Right.
Right? And they just got to sacrifice themselves, and he got blown up doing his job the right way, and unfortunately fell kind of awkwardly. So hopefully, but there are going to be some hurting boys on both sides. I mean, we know that about Thursday nights. Abe Lucas's shoulders barking. We got, Charles Cross hamstrings barking. They got guys on their side with injuries barking. They got guys on IR.
Well, there's going to be no Devontae Adams. That seems to be pretty clear. Doesn't sound like he's going to be able to play. Braden Fisk is another question mark there. He did not practice yesterday after an ankle injury. So, I mean, a couple of big names on their side as well. But we call Charles Cross the third most irreplaceable Seahawk behind Darnold and JSN. And a lot of that has to do with what's behind him, and specifically Josh Jones, if he has to come in and play left tackle. Meanwhile, it is an epic battle. Mark Schlereth on yesterday with Wyman and Bob, excited for it.
The best overall team, I think, is the Rams. Defensively, they are loaded. They are very stout. They can get after your quarterback. Offensively, their ability to control the edges of the football field with their tight ends. They use 4 tight ends, and they dress them all, and they use them all. And the running game is really good. They get mismatches with those tight ends. If you try to play them in nickel or dime, if you try to go small, they just bludgeon you. If you try to go big, they just run by you.
I don't know about that, man. I think if you played the old playground game, and Schlereth did that, and you kind of went position by position, player by player, there'd be way more Seahawk defenders. There would be. Your linebackers, your interior people, DeMarcus Lawrence, your corners, your safeties. Like, I think your defense, personnel-wise, is significantly better, like 8-3 better than their group. Offensively, yeah, I think it'd be a little closer. You'd certainly take some of yours, and Jackson and A.J. Barner would fit in that crew. A couple of your linemen, it's what makes for probably, when it's all said and done, like 11-11. Their players, your players, and why this line is where it was, why the first game went down to a final kick in the final seconds, and why Thursday night should be one heck of an affair as well.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Mariners still in, I guess, wait-and-see mode, Brock, and we are waiting to see what they do to replace the production from Jorge Polanco. Again, talked a lot about it yesterday, and we'll dig into it more in about 10 minutes. I am just fine with them letting Jorge Polanco walk for 2 years, $40 million. I think that is a drastic overpay, and I would not have come anywhere close to that contract. But now you got to replace the production. I hope they use this as an opportunity to get better than what they would have gotten from Polanco, and not to just try to fill in and a little bit of hope and, duct tape here and there. John Morosi saying somewhat the same thing yesterday with Wyman and Bob.
The Mariners, I believe, can set about now finding next year's version of the 2025 Jorge Polanco, if you will. When you think about the production they got from Polanco this past year. And by the way, we all remember Polanco was unsigned and available well into the new year.
Yeah.
And so is that person a second baseman? Potentially they could make a trade for Brendan Donovan, who obviously financially costs a lot less. He would cost a lot in prospects, of course. But the point is there are ways they can go.
It's been interesting to see it at the very end, right? Just reading between the lines a little bit with Adam and Ryan and everybody so close to Daniel Kramer. I bet you the Mariners offered a 2-year deal, right? I bet they did the math of what, Jorge's going to pay in state and city and local taxes in New York and say, okay, that 20 there is, state income tax here, this, and 2 years 30, 2 years 25.
I mean, I wouldn't have offered him a dime more than that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, he just
that's right.
wanted
he wants
to spend
to get closer
much.
to his dad, and he's going to make $40 million. He made $45 in his absolutely.
Like I'm moved on from that. I have no problems with them letting Jorge Polanco go. To me, it's about what do you do next, and how you still need a bat. They've said it very clearly.
Too.
There's a ton of them. We'll talk through it coming up here in about 10 minutes. By the way, Adolis Garcia out of the division. Brock, he signs a deal in Philly after having been non-tendered by the Rangers.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Do I have to do this again?
Champs, baby. Champs.
Well, I was first going to say Aaron Rodgers.
Champs.
I was talking Aaron Rodgers first.
Oh.
Won yesterday.
Well, he's on his way to be an AFC North champ.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Last game of the year against Baltimore, going to have a lot to say about that. But they win yesterday. DK had a good day. Really, actually, just physical, nasty run for a touchdown. And yes, Brock, congrats to UW men's soccer. They win the Natty.
Bow down. That's why. That's
is everyone determined? That is twice now. I have said with great excitement. Congratulations to the UW men's
Conference of Champions,
soccer team.
baby.
The first time I got a bunch of soccer fans saying, talk about the men's soccer team. Like, yeah, I just did.
Yeah.
And now I got you saying bow down. All right, I won't do it again. That's it.
Yes, you will.
No, I won't. I've done it twice. And both times you guys made me mad. I'm out. I'm not doing it again.
What kind of goal it was?
No.
It was a golden goal.
It was?
Uh-huh.
What does that mean?
I have no idea, but it was a goal. I think because it was scored in overtime. Would be my guess.
Overtime goal.
Soccer fans out there, let me know. Am I right on that? Overtime thriller.
Were you watching?
Wolfpack. I was not watching.
Okay.
I was not watching,
All right.
but I certainly watched all the highlights, and that's really cool for those dudes.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Very cool.
Jokes aside, very cool.
Yeah.
Anytime you win a natty, that is awesome. All right, that is everything you need to know. Quarter past every hour.
Did
here
we win
in
it
the
all
Brock
in
and
Winthrop,
Salk
man?
Show.
Did we get to bring home the
No,
Lord
not
Stanley Winthrop?
No. It was not that kind of tournament for
Okay.
this group. It was not that kind of tournament.
How was
no.
the parental time?
How was what?
Last year in Winthrop, didn't you guys have good campfire time as parents?
Oh, yeah,
Wasn't
we had a
there
great
some-
time. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It was a lot. Winthrop's a really fun town. We had a really good time. We had kind of awkward times for games, unfortunately. We played 4 games. None of them started and finished during daylight hours. It was like 7 a.m., 9:15 p.m., another 9:15 p.m. So we had some kind of funky times for games, but hopefully you got to see the little video I posted yesterday of the kids doing the Macarena. Did you happen to see that?
I did see that. I did.
So that was actually kind of awesome. For all of the grief that we give youth sports, and I put it up at Seattle Sports, or rather on my Twitter feed there. Just seeing these kids sort of just organically, right? Our team was doing the Macarena while they were waiting for the Zamboni to finish, and the other team from Spokane, who had a goalie who had to be like 6'5", 230. I mean, the kid was huge, absolutely enormous. And he was the captain of their team, the Spokane team. And he's just leading his team, doing the same. It was awesome. It was just such a, this is what youth sports and the memories of I don't care how they did. This is that's what tournaments should be like that. So it was really fun. Cool 12U tournament out in Winthrop. That whole outdoor rink there is awesome. Okay, Brock, can we get to what's important here? The Mariners have a need, not a want, a need. And that's next on Brock and Salk.
After a close call against the Colts,
Jason Myers with his 6th field goal of the day.
Never a doubt, right? Talking about picking each other up, just being there when we need them.
the Hawks gear up for the biggest game of the season. The game that will likely determine who wins the division.
Holy catfish!
Seahawks, Rams, Thursday night at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 5:15.
This should be fun.
On Seattle Sports, on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
All right, man, it has been really, really wet. Obviously, some folks in the area dealing with major, major flooding. And if you are, really sorry about that. If it is more just in the minor flooding variety where you're worried about what's going on with your crawl space or your foundation, you don't want to have toxic mold later or even worse, foundational issues. So that's why you call Crawl Pros and have them come out, conduct that corner-to-corner inspection of those important spots. And if you've got a problem with water and drainage, they can absolutely help. They can install a sump pump. They can find various ways to reroute that water back out and away from your home and then take care of any problems that may have started. So if they see that your home has issues, they'll show you on that free corner-to-corner inspection. They'll give you a book with the color pictures and everything. Here's the problem. And then you chat through it with them, and then they'll fix the problem. So if you're worried anything's going on in your crawl space or your attic, that could be critters, water intrusion, mold, plumbing issues, whatever it is, call Crawl Pros and schedule your free corner-to-corner inspection today at crawlpros.com.
Ready to deck the holidays? Win a brand new free deck, courtesy of one of the most trusted exterior companies in the Pacific Northwest, State Roofing and Exteriors. Don't miss out. Enter now at mynorthwest.com/win. That's mynorthwest.com/win.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service. 98 years providing logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. Visit suplinen.com.
It's the best time of the year. Toyotathon. Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton are providing you with large savings and the widest selection of inventory on Toyota favorites like the 2025 Tacoma, leasing at just $259 a month with $39.99 due at signing. The 2026 Tundra, financing at 2.99% APR, up to 72 months, and $1,000 bonus cash. The gas and hybrid RAV4s and the Corolla Cross. It's Toyotathon. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Offers valid until January 5th, 2026. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and a $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Model 7540.
O'Brien.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized Cash Rewards or unlimited Cash Rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Awards reserved.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III! Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Okay. Only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ready for your next chapter? At Edmonds Village, discover independent living that's truly exceptional. Premium apartments, all-inclusive chef-prepared dining, and a vibrant community in beautiful Edmonds, Washington. Call to learn about Edmonds Village end-of-year incentives. It's time to say yes to more connection, more adventures, more you. Tour today, reserve your spot, and start living fully on your terms at Edmonds Village. Call now, 425-534-5100 to learn more. There is so much to love at Edmonds Village.
What does VA mean to me?
A place for my daughter to call home. Thanks to the VA Home Loan.
A new lease on life. The best healthcare team I've ever had is here at VA.
And education, and the opportunity to open doors I never thought possible with my GI Bill.
The financial support I need to manage the disabilities I developed because of my service.
Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, the Mariners need a bat. They need one bat, and we'll discuss whether it's one or two maybe at 9 o'clock this morning. I know Lyle and I don't necessarily see that the same way. But for the sake of this conversation, let's say they need one bat. They want a veteran bat. They got to replace the production of Jorge Polanco. Brock, this is not a want. This is a need.
Oh, that's an old segment.
It is, but I think it fits here. This is not a want. This is a need. If the season were to start today, you're looking at Cole Young playing second base every day, along with either Rivas or maybe Ryan Bliss as sort of the counterpart there. You're looking at Williamson at third every day with a chance for Colt Emerson to sneak in there. You're probably looking at Luke Raley. Remember him as your everyday DH. That would be two rookies in the everyday lineup and a DH coming off an absolutely abysmal year who also can't really hit lefties. So based on what you have right now, you don't have enough to be back to where you were last year, let alone to get even farther than that. That's not to say you can't get there, but based on what's on the roster currently, not just a way of saying that this is a need. The Mariners need to go out and get another bat. But I do think the right bat takes care of a lot of that. Someone who could play second base, has enough impact to be able to DH maybe at times, hits right-handed, certainly I think would be a complete and perfect fit. The two best fits for the Mariners are Alex Bregman and Bo Bichette.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Whew.
Like, they are the best fits for the Mariners.
I mean, there's big game hunting, Salk,
I know.
and then there's that.
I don't think it's going to happen, so I'm not going to spend a tremendous amount of time on it. I've not been a big advocate, as many of you know, of them going, gaga and free agency and spending a ton of money. But I think both of those two guys would be worth it. They'd be worth it because of their fit. They'd be worth it because of where the team is right now. Again, I don't think it's going to happen, but they're both right-handed bats. They both bring a lot of personality and grit to what they're doing. They both play positions that would fit very well here. They're both very good fits for the Mariners. Again, I don't think either of those things are going to happen. I'm not going to spend the rest of the next 15 minutes here talking about it, but I do want to be clear. I think that the two best things, one of the other, either Bichette or Bregman, would be the best thing they could do. Keep your entire pitching staff intact, keep all of your prospects intact, and or use them to go get other help elsewhere. Not have so much in your infield that you don't have room for your young guys to have space and room to grow. But yeah, if it were me and the money wasn't the thing, Bregman and Bichette would be the two targets for me.
And right now, and I know you have said to me, and you said to me last week, none of those things correlate. None of those really do compare, because each of them are their own little entities, which they are. Mm-hmm. But you do have some semblance of money flow. You do have 5 for $150 for Schwarber, and whatever was nearly that for the Polar Bear. You did see Edwin Diaz get 3 years and 60-some million. You've seen others get 20 million. Like, there is some money out there. But I think these guys are looking at it and hoping for an enormous payday, as is Mr. Tucker.
I'm sure they are. And, yeah, I mean, Tucker obviously is a good fit anywhere. That one is so far beyond the pale that I don't see any chance of that happening. But Bregman isn't going to get quite as much because of his age, and Bichette coming off the injuries and not a great year the year before. I mean, I wonder if there's some room there. So at least, like, they're in the scope of what could be reality, but let's say they're not going to happen, and we'll move on. But I just want to be clear. That, to me, would be the best fit for the Mariners. If that's not going to happen, the only true good example of what they really need, who fits all of those things I said, is Ketel Marte. There are others that will fit, and we'll talk through them. But Ketel Marte, to me, is still the very best trade fit for the Mariners for a few reasons. Impact. Right? He's the only one who I feel confident in as a true impact player, game in, game out, with a big enough bat to DH at times, with a ability to play second base and help Cole Young along the way. The switch hitting element is enormous, the ability to hit lefties. So, and when you look at the money, again, remember, Polanco's getting $20 million a year for the next 2 years. You know how much Ketel Marte is going to make over the next 2 years? Less. $27 million total, $13 million less than Polanco will make during the next 2 years. Now, it'll go up from there, and you'll have a few seasons in the 20s, but not even the high 20s. It's like 20 and 22 million before eventually there's a player option for 11.5. It's a steal at twice the price. I mean, like, it really is a good deal from a value perspective. And over the next 2 years, he would be making, again, $13 million less than the Mets are going to pay Polanco for much, much better play, better defense, better productivity, better offense. You name it. He's better at that. So that to me continues to be the number one trade chip, or trade piece rather, that would be out there. They should be pursuing every possible way to get this deal done. My only concern with him, in addition to obviously the clubhouse stuff, and I just don't know enough about it, but they would have to do their due diligence, and the fact that they've been linked to him over and over again tells me that they're at the very least interested in it. So the only concern is that maybe their demand has gone up and the supply has come down a little bit with Polanco signing. But I think there's still enough supply out there, Brock, to try to keep the price low enough in terms of what they'd have to give up. So John Morosi yesterday said he's still available.
In no way does the Kelly signing close the door on a Ketel Marte trade. But it is a fair question to ask because, again, with Marte's name being out there, I was told throughout the winter meetings last week, the reason why the D-backs are listening on Marte is that they wanted to get multiples of pitching back. And so there is still, though, when you think about what the D-backs have in their starting pitching depth chart, they still need to get at least one starter and maybe two.
Mm-hmm. Logan Evans, Emerson Hancock, Senja, like at multiple levels, right? One of the biggest fish, and I don't know if I would do this, is Sloan, right? With some of the upside that he has and the expectations, and knowing, when the Mariners got their eye on a guy, that guy is hit more often than not, is pitched, should I say, more often than not at one of the highest levels. So, yeah, I mean, you would think that, if you're looking, we've talked through this, you've done so much due diligence with them as an organization with the Suarez and Naylor trade. They know your books, you know their books, they know your evaluations. I think you've got a good feel for theirs, and now I think you've got a chance to be a little patient. You call it a need, and it's absolutely a need, but you also, I think, can play this a little bit.
Yeah, there are a lot of different
ways. The Naylor
ways
Foundation gave you, I think, the time here to play this out a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think you're right about that. But I think he is really the only guy that truly, in every way, fits all of the different things in one package that they are looking for. 253 says the number of prospects would deplete us. Young, probably, and a top arm. Yeah, I do that in a flash. You'd lose Cole Young in that situation, but you'd have Ketel Marte for the next 5 years. Like, Cole Young becomes a lot less important in that scenario. Maybe he turns into a really good player. He might. And I'm not, looking to give up Cole Young, but in a deal for Ketel Marte, where you'd have him for that long, that's how long you'd have Cole Young. So, yeah, I would say that would be a move that I would make in a flash. If it's not Marte,
Donovan's your next guy, right?
Probably not for me.
Really?
I think my next guy would be Nico Horner. Cubs, sounds like the Cubs are going to make him available. He's 29 years old, so about the same age as Donovan. It's only 1 year at $12 million, and because it's only 1 year, I don't know that you would have to give up as much, not that you wouldn't have to give up something. Gold Glove-style defense, flexibility to play outfield if needed. He's the only right-handed option out there, Brock, that we've talked about. Donovan, left-handed. Cronenworth, left-handed. Lau, left-handed. All of those other options are left-handed. He's the one guy that would bring a right-handed bat. Lyle brought up a couple others yesterday. Rob Refsnyder, who's not really an infielder anymore. He'd be more of an outfielder who could DH. He hits lefties well. Who else did you say? Andy Ibanez. I mean, those are interesting names sort of as a fallback. But in terms of an impact player, a guy who's had a 5+ WAR in 2 of the last 3 seasons, that's Nico Horner. He would be the one guy that I think would fit just because of the right-handed.
An elite defender, right? And
elite defender.
The only reason I'm bringing up those names is because if you sign a left-handed bat or trade for a left-handed bat, you've got to have somebody to supplement it.
You would have to. And again, looking at it right now, without a Ketel Marte, your DH is a lefty. You're looking at Luke Raley as your mostly everyday DH, and if it's not him, it's probably another lefty in Dom Canzone. Or maybe one day last. Yeah, maybe one day last. It's just very left-handed heavy. Yep. So if you're looking to add another bat, I would absolutely prefer it to be right-handed. That's not to say there aren't ways to make it work with Brendan Donovan, but for me, if I had to choose between Horner and Donovan, I'm going with Nico Horner.
Mm-hmm. Can I hear cut 16 here from Mr. Bowden?
Absolutely.
Jim Bowden, who is on foul territory. Just to kind of add a little sauce to all of this, there is it seems like, some timing element to all these conversations.
But look, there are so many discussions out there about so many players, and it's all real. It's all been confirmed. I mean, and the thing that I really found interesting more than anything else is teams literally are listening on everybody. It's not like the olden days where they would just, say, yeah, we'll take offers or whatever. They're really listening on star players. Very few teams have any quote-unquote untouchables at this point. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Now, obviously it's intermingled with the free agent class. So sometimes some of the free agents have to sign or some of the players have to be traded for the other moves to make. But I think we're going to have a busy week before the Christmas holiday.
Why do you think that is? I haven't heard that sound in previous years. Why do you think so many players are out there and available? Do you think it's what's looming in labor?
Could be.
Do you think it's because the Dodgers spend gazillion dollars and the rest of us got to try to,
Keep
2/3, 75% of us got to try to find some way to do this?
Could be.
Do you think it's looking at some teams that have made some trades and acquisition, and then maybe the Mariners front and center with what they did and have done at trade deadlines and a willingness to do that, and it's paid some significant dividends?
I think all of those things could be true at the same time. Yeah, I mean, I think there's some validity to all of that, and maybe it's different for each team, right? Maybe some of it is just some luck of when some of these guys are coming up for it, and if you're the Diamondbacks, you're going, well, we don't really have another way to bring in the kind of pitching that we need. And it seemed like the Marte stuff, again, I feel like the Marte stuff, the clubhouse stuff really became a problem last year after they quit. Right? When they quit on the season and traded Naylor and traded Gino, he was like, yeah, I'm done. Like, why do I want to play for an organization that just traded these guys?
Well, they just went to the World Series the year before. I mean, that would feel a little small. Like, yeah, some adversities come. I'm sorry. Didn't we just go to the World Series
2 years before? But yeah.
I mean, like, that feels a bit petty to me.
Maybe.
And feels
I'm not saying he's a perfect dude in the clubhouse. Don't get me wrong. Just that it felt like that got exacerbated after the team basically was like, right? And so when they've been in it, we haven't heard any sort of problems with Ketel Marte. And in fact, heard really the opposite. That once he got paid, it seemed to relax him a little bit and really made him kind of a better clubhouse guy. So, again, it's not perfect. Like, my number one idea would be to go get Bo Bichette, then Bregman. To me, that solves every one of your problems. But if you're not going to go do that, then, yeah, I would be looking at Ketel Marte as the next best option.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88, powered by Xfinity.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Ewart tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Ewart and Mike Salk.
All right, Brock, 3 good football questions. Missed you yesterday. Let's start with this one. What's going on with the run game? It was not good on Sunday. Why?
I honestly believe in this one, the biggest culprit were the backs. And for me, for my eye, for Ken Walker in particular. And looking at the PFF grades, that kind of backed it up. Ken's had some really good games. He's graded very, very well. He's made and broken tackles. I was, again, at a wedding. I was looking at my phone and watching some of this and seeing a very angry Salk in that first half. Very fired up.
I was aghast watching Ken Walker. I thought he was terrible on Sunday.
Very fired up. And when you contrast it to Jonathan Taylor, who, and maybe that's not fair, but that dude's elite.
I didn't need to even contrast it to Jonathan Taylor. I can just contrast it to Zach Charbonnet.
Yep. How many yards after first contact, did Ken Walker get you on Sunday? How many times, the first carry of the game?
I'm going to guess the answer is 0.
I mean, the first carry of the game, they run a little split zone action. They get a hat on a hat, and you know what your job as a running back is in this league? Your job as a running back in this league is you've got to beat the extra defender. That's your job. This isn't high school, Pop Warner. This isn't college where there's a lot more space. Your job in this phone booth is we get a hat on a hat, pretty good push, and when that safety comes down, you've got to make a miss. You got to break that tackle. You've got to be going forward, and time after time after time that didn't happen. Coach Macdonald, you all asked him about the run game yesterday.
Yeah, I think look, it's not, we didn't run it the way we wanted to. It's kind of a little bit of everything right now, so a little bit late in the year right now to be saying that. So I think we got to pick it up, really on all fronts. So.
Yeah, you're 14 games into the year, so we've learned this. You can get hot, you can do some things particularly well, but to change all of your stripes is not going to happen. Right now, the one thing you are top 5 in the league, you still are top 5 in the league in rush attempts at 29 a game. Actually, it's funny. You look at some of these numbers. You're top 5 in rushing attempts at 29 a game. You are 28th in the league at 3-point yards attempt, 3.9 yards per rush. 28th in the league. A lot of bottom dwellers down there. Oh, buddy Pete and Cleveland. But you know who else is down there with you? San Francisco. They're 30th in the league. Weird. With Christian McCaffrey. So they, too, are high volume. They, too, are not great at yards per carry. but McCaffrey will do damage. Jonathan Taylor will do damage. And Ken Walker, Thursday night, and I'm sorry, you have got to break tackles. Like, an arm can't bring you down. Your heel can't get hit. Like, you've got to do something to be a difference maker. Charbonnet in the second half did. Moved the pile a few different times. Got in the red zone, moved the pile a few different times. Moved the chains a few different times. That running back position has got to play better Thursday night.
All right, question number 2. So what was the strategy, Brock? How did the Colts let Phillip Rivers play and have some level of moderate success on Sunday?
So I reached out to the hip man. He looked good on camera yesterday.
Yeah, well, by contrast, he looked great.
He was super excited to do a split screen with Salk on a Monday. Yeah. Hang out with Salky, look good. So I reach out to the old hitman. I say, hey, man, my eyes, and my glasses just fell. Hold on a second.
Speaking of your eyes.
My eyes told me watching that game and watching the replay of it yesterday is that was one hot potato for Mr. Phillip Rivers. That ball was in and out of his hand. Do the numbers back it up? What do the ESPN stats say about that? He said Rivers' average time before throw was 2.36 seconds, the fastest of any quarterback in Week 15. Well, give me a little context on that. What's the fastest in the league this year? That would be Tua at 2.6 seconds. He would shatter Tua's record. Now, to be fair, hot potato number 2 was last night. Aaron Rodgers was right there with him at 2.32. You remember Ben Roethlisberger late in his career. I want to say he ended his last season in Pittsburgh right around those numbers, shattered the record over the course of a season because he too knew, like, I can't move. Pressure comes, the ball is out, right? I know where all my outlets are. We're going to call a lot of screens. I am not going to put this ball in harm's way. And the numbers actually backed up my eyes on this one. It was really hard. They hit him 4 times?
Yeah.
I mean, they just couldn't get to him. 2.36 seconds. That's
they also
on
didn't
average.
blitz him because they didn't want him to accidentally complete one and score the only way they were going to score with a cheapo touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. It's a weird, funky game.
It was a weird game.
It
And
was
by
a
the way,
weird, funky game.
You also have no idea what you're getting. So he's going to start this week. It'll be a little harder for him against the Niners this week. The Niners got to watch all of that. They got to see how's he going to play the game, right? He kind of also had to figure that out like a fighter in a ring. Like, how is this guy going to punch? What is Steichen going to do over there? How are they going to play this game? And in the end, they played it the right way to find a way to get a win.
Question number 3. Jed Fish going to go to Michigan?
I'm kind of just waiting. You know, we're refreshing a lot of things this week. Injury reports, the Mariners, MLB free agency, MLB trade rumors. And I keep refreshing old Pete Thamel. He's kind of the news breaker. He's the Jeff Passan when it comes to college football news. If you're kind of wondering, when am I going to hear this news? What is Michigan going to ultimately do? Make sure you follow Pete. He is pretty wired in. I was looking at the odds yesterday. He has moved ahead. He, being Jed, has moved ahead of Kenny Dillingham as Vegas's odds-on favorite to be the next coach of Michigan. And if there's 3 reasons why, number 1, acquisition. He did it at Arizona, acquired a lot of talent. They went to the NFL, including Tedoroa McMillan, who's going to be Rookie of the Year on offense, and linemen, and, good players. He's come to Washington, and he's acquired really good players. Brought some from Arizona and certainly recruited and transfer portal, and lots of guys are going to go on and play in the NFL, in more than likely a first-rounder in Denzel Boston. So acquisition, number 1. Number 2, QB development. What he did with a couple smaller QBs and the level that they played at for him, what he's done in his past with NFL QBs, like, he's a QB developer. And if you're going to beat Ohio State and, you're going to, in today's college football, you better get that position right through the transfer portal, through high school recruiting, whatever it is. You better get your quarterback right, and you better have quarterbacks that want to play for your head coach and in your system. He checks that box. And then lastly, he's a climber. And he's been just kind of like the Seahawks run game. You don't change your stripes. And for 30 years in the business, Jed has climbed. And that's not, I'm not saying that in a derogatory fashion. That has been his path. He never played, right? He wrote notes over and over and over to Mr. Spurrier down there in Florida, right? Hearing some of the stories of what he did in his early days to put himself in front of people and to work and work and work and work and to climb and to go and to go and to go. And this would be climbing to arguably one of the top 3 brands in college football.
Yeah. And does he bring the quarterback with him?
Well, they're paying their quarterback $10 million.
Oh, okay.
So,
so maybe not.
Yeah, they had their freshman QB under
that is today's Blue 88.
$10 million.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, yeah.
What's another 5? That is today's Blue 88. Good stuff on the backs, Brock. I was with you. I was really frustrated watching Walker on Sunday, and I thought, not that Charbonnet's perfect, but I thought when he came in, he just hit the holes. Just run through the hole. Just hit it hard and keep going and see what happens. And Walker's dancing is fine as long as it's going to occasionally lead to a big breakout run. I can't remember one this year. Neither could Brady. Mm-hmm. He just hasn't had those moments that justify
15,
some of it.
But he's not had the
a 40, a 50, or whatever. And, you got to have a couple of those if you're going to dance around the way he does.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was annoying to me on Sunday. And it seems like something was annoying to Mike as well since he commented on it. It's hopefully going to be better on Thursday night. All right, speaking of Mike, there was a lot of good stuff from him yesterday. There's one cut in particular, though, Brock, that I want to play for you because I feel like it sums up a lot of what we've all seen this year. It's next on Brock and Salk.
The Mike Macdonald Show, the morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Salk.
You called yesterday a great win and what great teams do. What does that mean?
Great teams win games. It's the NFL. Games unfold certain ways. Sometimes it doesn't go the way you want. You got to work with it, It's like it is what it is. And then you got to go find solutions and solve problems and move forward and keep playing and try to figure out ways to win. And our guys did that.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
At O'Neill Plumbing, we don't just promise to get the job done, we back it up. No travel charge, no show-up fee, no overinflated pricing, and no out-of-town owners. Just clean, fast, and professional each and every day. O'Neill Plumbing.
At Cressy Door, we not only have the perfect garage door for your home, but we also offer options for creating space and even warming your outdoor areas. Check out your options at CressyDoor.com.
It's Toyota-thon. Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota Renton are providing you with large savings and the widest selection of inventory on Toyota favorites like the 2026 Corolla LE, leasing at $219 a month for 39 months with $29.99 due at signing. The Camry LE at 4.99% APR for 72 months, and the Prius leasing at $305 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. It's Toyota-thon at ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered.
Offers valid till January 5th, 2026. Excludes taxes, titles, licenses, dealer accessories, and a $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 1-852-255-21263.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Google of Speed Test Intelligence Data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with AutoPay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Google of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com. CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get his freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Daniel Jeremiah going to join us at 8:30, kind of an hour of football here as we'll play some Mike Macdonald sound in a moment, and then DJ going to join us at 8:30. We'll dig back into some baseball stuff in the 9 o'clock hour, and then answer the question jerk later this morning.
By the way,
as well, yes.
Good news, Chris Long tomorrow.
Yeah, what time? 7:30.
7:30. Yeah, it's gonna be action-packed Wednesday. Huh?
That sounds pretty good. So let's. I think we'll move Blue 88 maybe to 8 o'clock tomorrow, and spend some time with Chris Long, the first guy in on this Seahawks team, and not everyone has been in on them, right? I mean, there are a lot of folks around the country that were either very, very late or maybe even have just never fully come around to what the Seahawks have done this year, and yet they've never played the disrespect card. I asked Mike Macdonald about that yesterday, and he was just like, yeah, because it's kind of dumb. Like, he's just not into the disrespect thing. It just does not mean anything to him really at all, which I think is kind of hilarious. But then he went back to it later when I was asking him about the Rams game. Like, all right, do you put any special emphasis on this, or is it 100% business as usual? And he started to answer that question and then kind of got back into the whole idea of disrespect.
We're not going to change our process. We have it. We're going to tweak it because it's on Thursday. That's a method. Obviously, there's like bigger implications about where the season goes after this. But to me, you spend a bunch of time thinking about all that type of stuff. It doesn't become your process gets affected. And for us to play our best version of ball, we have to take it like step by step. You know, you start skipping steps, or you start thinking about other things during the steps, and like you get all these like meaning questions. It's like there's no such thing as meaning. It's just what means is just, or there's what are the broader implications? I don't know. You know, we haven't played the game yet. You know, can we go for? We're focused on playing the game. You know, that's our responsibility as coaches and players. And this feels like that's what works for us. You know, some teams like to play the respect card and the nobody believes in us and the whole thing. It's like, all right, well, all those people are start winning. Now what do they say? You know, now they're going to believe in you. Like, and then you're going to say, those are the guys that doubted. You know, it's like everyone says the same thing. It's like kind of old. You know, I just focus on us.
Nah, Sherm will find new boogeyman.
Sherm, forget that. You can just go talk to Lauren Malloy about it. No one's ever done it better than Lawyer. I mean, he's the ultimate disrespect guy.
They'll find people that continue to play that.
Yeah.
No matter who it is, they'll find some voice in the wilderness to find that. It does.
But I like that they're not doing that they're doing it their own way. And we've talked a bunch of times this year about how this is not the Legion of Boom. This is not a reincarnation of what Pete built here over a decade ago. This is a totally different style team, and that doesn't mean they won't occasionally pay homage. Loved seeing Nicky Manwari do the little Cam Chancellor celebration after a big hit, and he's going to have a lot of opportunities. Man, this kid is really good and somebody I want to talk to you more about. But they're not that team. They don't play. They're not disrespected. They're having fun. They're fun-loving. It's a totally different vibe.
It is, and I think, and I've said this to you, and Mike would fall in line with this, right? Where like the teams take on the personality of their leader, even at the professional level. I'm sure they do, Salk, in youth hockey. I've watched it in high school football. I've seen it for 2 decades in college football. Like you do, and Mike is business. And Mike is process. And Mike is unbelievably consistent. And Mike has surrounded himself with some flavor. Like I think Adam Dirty is a fun dude, man. I think he's got some serious juice. I think the old line coach is salty. He's an old salt, that's he knows. Like they're not all, and they couldn't be all like Mike Macdonald. He couldn't have a staff of Mike Macdonald's. It wouldn't work. But yet this team does take on his persona that's just like, hey, man, freaking business. And we're not going to get caught up in emotion. That old line that we got to play with emotion, but we can't let emotion play with us. And once you start playing that card and that emotion card, you see the volatility of teams. And this team, man, has been pretty stinking consistent.
Well, they are, and then you just talk about some of the love and respect that they seem to have for each other. Jason Myers talked about it. What a great game for Jason Myers. We spent some time on it yesterday with Mike and just Brady and I talking about it. I mean, obviously the 6 field goals, but the kickoff, the final kickoff was so – they don't win the game necessarily without that last kickoff. He puts that thing in the end zone, and they get the ball at the 35 with 7 extra seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it goes out of bounds,
you're
or whatever.
Pass interference call away from them kicking another 60-yarder.
Well, and they had 3 timeouts.
Yes.
So they only had to go at that point. What, 20 yards, 25 maybe. So yeah, I mean it is very much in doubt. But taking 7 seconds off the clock and keeping it back another 5 yards, like those things were.
Was it 6 or 7 seconds?
It was 7. I'm quite confident. Went from 18 to 11. I can do my math, thanks. But Jason Myers said that the team is close, and we asked Mike about that yesterday.
I just think it's just a steady. I think it's just a steady dose of like just getting everybody pushing in the same direction. And like I think what makes us like a little bit unique is we're trying to create an environment where guys like love coming to work, and love coming in and working to try to get better, and they understand like how that fits, like the power of that fits like within the team. So it's like we're trying to get better as a team, the team's trying to get better. You got coaches that say, hey, we're trying to get better too. So it's kind of like we're all driving rather than just saying like, hey, we're just coming to work, I'm trying to get mine, I'm trying to get paid, trying to get production. We're just trying to win. Everyone kind of puts their focus on, but ours is like, hey, we want to create an environment where you can be you can have like you enjoy getting a great day's work in. You feel like you're getting better. You feel like you're contributing to the team. You feel like you're growing. I think that's what the guys, that resonates with guys.
So if you could, and Lyle could, and Maura could, and I could go around to the other 31 teams in the NFL on a Tuesday's an off day for all of them except those that play on Thursday. So if we could go to the 31 other teams on the Wednesday and spend a day in their environment and be transported to all of the different environments, you'd be like, what? This is the same profession? Like this is the same business? Like if you went to Vegas or you went to Miami or you went to Cleveland or you went to these different stops, Tennessee, like what? How is this even in this multi-gazillion-dollar industry? How is this even possible that you have that team doing it that way with that kind of just class, that kind of care, that kind of work environment, and then you've got that? I mean, maybe it is a little like the radio business. right? Because you and I know, like, we've been around the country. I've been to a lot of shops around the country, and not many like ours.
Nope.
You know, that have a studio like ours, that have, you know, your great lighting that's making you look good today, that's got the cameras, it's got the commitment, that's got, you know, like, yeah, man, I want to come to work. And a lot of places that are just like, yeah, I'm checking in now.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm just going to fill a couple hours and get the heck out of here. You know, my last time around Mike and Mike, it was sad. It was sad. Those guys were,
They
you
were
know,
done.
oh man, they were done with each other. They were done with it all. And, you know, there's a lot of places around the league that are just done with each other and done with it all. And you are one of the jewels, along with a half dozen or so others that have put themselves in a great spot to make a run all the way to the mountaintop.
Pretty cool situation they're in. I like the idea of, you know, trying to create an environment where they want to come into work, where everyone wants to keep getting better. And I think we're seeing a lot of the results. They have gotten better from the beginning of the year to now. And it puts us, in a really interesting spot now where we get to watch this incredible game on Thursday Night Football
For
in
about
just 2
30
days.
seconds or so here, can I hijack the show to ask a question?
Sure.
We got Need to Know coming up here in a second, then DJ. And I was thinking, and I'm going to come into town, going to be at the game Thursday night, be hanging. I was like, what do I get Lyle for Christmas? You know, I my little list here of people to get. I don't have to do a lot. Molly does unbelievable amount of work, so I got a very small list.
Okay.
And I was thinking about what do I get Lyle?
Well, I know what I got him last year. It's odd that you bring this up today because I was thinking the same thing in the shower this morning, which is probably not what I should have been. I should have been thinking about the show, what I wanted to talk about today. But I was also thinking about what to get Lyle for the holidays. Last year, I got him, if you remember, like a fancy peanut butter and jelly thing. It was like the world's fanciest peanut butter and jelly set.
Really?
And he ate it, and I never felt, and not that he was not gracious, this was not a shot at Lyle at all, but I didn't feel like it was, I didn't feel like it lived up to what I hoped it would.
It didn't hit.
It didn't feel like it hit the way maybe I hoped it would.
Yes.
So I'm in the same boat. I don't know.
You are?
I think it's cash.
Yeah.
It's just straight cash.
I mean, the audience has gotten to know Lyle over the last year or so. You know his strengths, you know his weaknesses, you know his joys, you know all his pleasures.
First edition Macbeth, maybe. Yeah.
Like what do I get Lyle?
Lyle, what do you want for the holidays?
I mean, I'm not usually a big gift receiver.
No, really?
Yeah.
That's weird. That surprises me.
You know, I'm not like one of these people on their birthday where you say you don't have to get me anything, and then you're mad if you don't get them anything. Like, I'm kind of indifferent.
So you don't want anything.
Are you a good gift giver?
I mean, probably not.
Yeah.
All right, on that note, let's take a break. We'll come back with everything you need to know, and apparently something there that I think you probably already did. It's next on Brock and Salk.
After a close call against the Colts,
Jason Myers with his 6th field goal of the day.
Never a doubt, right? Talking about picking each other up, just being there when we need them.
the Hawks gear up for the biggest game of the season. The game that will likely determine who wins the division.
Holy catfish!
Seahawks, Rams, Thursday night at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 5:15.
This should be fun.
On Seattle Sports, on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Just days now. You got one last weekend left to take care of your holiday shopping. And now is a great time, especially for fitness gifts to your friends, family, or who knows, maybe even for yourself this time around. Hey, Brock Hewitt here. And from the weight sets and accessories to the complete home gym, you know my friends at Top Fitness is the place to shop. And right now, they've got certified. This is really cool. A bunch of them have flown out the door, and there's a few left. Certified pre-owned, pre-core commercial treadmills. These are the models you see in hotels and clubs. They typically sell for over $13,000. They're available and ready right now for, get this, $3,300. Look like new, and they do come with a full warranty. So don't settle for a cheap, lightweight treadmill when you can get the best. And as always, you'll get free delivery and assembly on those pre-core treadmills, ellipticals, and exercise bikes. No secret why everybody, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love Top Fitness. You can visit them up north in Tukwila and Linwood or Bellevue, or go to topfitness.com for all the fitness enthusiasts in your life and on your holiday list. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
Hi there. Surprise.
30 for 30 presents Booyah.
Can I get a witness from the congregation?
You can't stop authenticity.
Booyah!
Stuart was exactly like you saw him on camera, off camera. He dialed it up 10%.
Can you imagine the impact of young black boys and girls looking at that going, I feel seen?
He changed the culture. He changed sports. Stream Booyah, presented by Modelo, right now on the ESPN app.
Hey Hawk fans, Jake Bobo. Stormy weather is here. How's your roof holding up? Give Techline Roofing a call. With the strongest warranty in the business, Techline has you covered. That's Tekline, roofing.com. Trust Techline.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service will help your company with logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linen, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do. Visit suplinen.com.
At Washington Energy Services, we take the time to get to know you and your home. We have the passion and commitment to see each project through and to treat our work as more than just a job. For over 65 years, we've offered award-winning home services, from heating and cooling, plumbing and electrical, to windows and doors. Complete home improvement handled from start to comfort. For peace of mind when you need it most, count on Washington Energy Services, bringing good energy to your home.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here. For my friends at People Come First or PCF Construction Group, are you tired of just grilling in the cold and rain every winter in the Northwest? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the wintry months. And I've got a special offer for you right now. Take advantage of off-season savings through December and get up to 20% off your entire project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. Most people don't consider building a deck in winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, then contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming, designing, and approving your project so you're ready to build by the spring. Remember, planning and permits take time, so get started right now. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or call 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, pcfgroup.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
It's going to be such a huge game on Thursday night, Brock, about as big as they get here in the Seattle area. Home game, prime time, Thursday night football, Seahawks, Rams. This is why you get into sports and why you love this stuff, man, for games and weeks just like this. Now, you want to be as close to full health as possible. There are certain guys that have been in and out throughout the year, even the last few years, where you kind of know what to expect if they're not in there. I don't know what you do without Charles Cross. I mean, that really would be a major problem. Josh Jones would obviously slide in, but he left the game on Sunday right at the very end. Mike Macdonald said it was a hamstring and then was asked, could he play Thursday night?
Is it possible for Charles to play Thursday?
I'd say it's possible.
It's possible.
Uh-huh.
What do you take from that?
Yeah, it's possible. And I'm going to give you nothing all week, and you're going to like it. Because I'm not going to let the Rams know, and I'm not going to let Jared Verse know, and I'm not going to let any of those guys know what's going on. And it's going to be very limited on the field this week anyway. What did he say? Today is really, what day is today? Tuesday? Today is really like a Wednesday, Thursday combined.
Mm-hmm.
And then tomorrow's like a Friday, Saturday combined, and then he kick it off. And home team should have an advantage in these short weeks. The numbers tell you that over the course of the last couple years, right? You don't have to travel. It's your environment. It's going to be wet. It's going to be cold. It's not going to be, the pristine LA, dome that they get to play in SoFi or however you characterize that indoor-outdoor facility. And the last time they were in an inclement situation in Carolina, it didn't go well for them. So, and the last time, frankly, Matt Stafford was up here, he didn't go too well for him either. 8 3-and-outs, just kind of duffing the ball. Heck, in the first matchup, he had the lowest production he ever had as a Ram against the Seahawks. So
it's going to be awesome, man. This is going to be such a fun, interesting, cool game.
Galore.
Really excited about it. And I like what Mark Schlereth said, and you were worried about, the way the Seahawks played, especially the offense and their slow start. I thought this was really interesting from Mark yesterday with Wyman and Bob on what the goal is offensively.
Sometimes when the coaching staff puts a game plan together, it's not necessarily about scoring 50. It's about how do we win this game. And sometimes the best way to win a game is to say, hey, man, we just can't let our quarterback get hit, or we just can't take a risk with the football, or whatever that happens to be that week. And every week it changes. And, sometimes you're right. Sometimes, sometimes you lack some efficiency. But the bottom line to me is every week you find ways to win. That to me is the sign of a really good football team.
Yep. Whenever and however the game declares itself. And in this game, in the first half, Salk, your average field position was a 20. Theirs was a 37. In the second half, your average field position was a 20. Theirs was a 33. You played a very different game. Having to drive the ball. You started inside your 10 multiple times. They never did. They never started inside their own 20 one time in that game. Playing uphill, but you find a way to keep it close. You don't make mistakes. And then, the old Mike Heward line. We were chatting about him during the break. Winners win in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And they did Sunday, and they've got to find a way to do so Thursday as well.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Waiting to see what the Mariners end up doing. Gave you a lot of my take earlier at 7:30. And, again, Ketel Marte, I think, just needs to be front and center in this conversation because of the number of ways he fits, but he's not the only name out there. A lot of folks intrigued by Brendan Donovan, Cardinals second baseman who can play third. He can play the outfield. Here's Anthony Castrovins from MLB.com.
I think they were a perfect trade match, and you hear their name in those rumors. He could play second, he could play third, and depending on how they want to dole out at bats going forward with their young guys, Cole Young and Colt Emerson, their top prospects yet to debut. But I like the idea of bringing in a veteran you can plug and play and get above average offense. I mean, that's what this team needs right now. Affordable. Obviously, it'd be a high trade cost, but they have the system to do it. And I'm just fascinated to see where the Mariners go next, H, because, I love the Josh Naylor re-signing there, but now that Polanco's elsewhere, they do need to shore up that lineup, and that I think they need to do something in the infield as opposed to just relying on the young kids. They're in win-now mode.
I'll say this as well, Salk, and you referenced this earlier with even Marte's contract and the way that it's structured and set up for the next couple of years. Remember Naylor's contract too.
Mm-hmm.
Like this year, I think $8 million or so. Like he really, took a deal that was very team friendly early. While you're in this window to go for it now.
Yep.
And you talked earlier about Bregman and Bichette, and who knows? What if the market continues to play out like it has in some years past, and it's like, now you're going to take a 1-year deal. Here's a 1-year deal and maybe an option or whatever, but you're going to bet on yourself for a year. It sure looks like your budget And the way some of these deals are set up, you have powder that you have not had in years past.
I mean, that would be super exciting if something along those lines were to happen, for sure. I mean, those guys are just tremendous, tremendous fits for what they need.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Aaron Rodgers was good. DK Metcalf was good.
He's a guy who deserves more playing time. On third down, got it to DK Metcalf. And fighting his way for the touchdown.
They're 8-6. After all the disaster, after it looked like Aaron was throwing his receivers under the bus and all that, everything is kind of turned around annoyingly for the Steelers. So they are 8-6, Brock, and atop their division. And congratulations to the UW soccer team. The men's soccer team wins the national championship last night in overtime.
How cool is that? What did we learn that the golden goal was?
It means it's like sudden death.
Gotcha. In overtime.
I think they can't call it sudden death because of, the fear that somebody gets killed if they have an own goal.
It's a very violent game.
Yeah.
Very violent. Stretchers out on the field a lot.
I meant more like we've seen that in various countries.
Oh, that too.
Yeah,
yes.
You got to be careful with sudden death.
That's really cool, man. For the University of Washington, for those guys to hoist that trophy, that is not an easy path. The gals made it all the way to the Elite Eight. They had an unbelievable season as well. So, Salk, we've always said this, man. This is soccer capital USA.
Always
right
said it.
Here, right here.
Always said it. And if anybody would like to rent my house for when the World Cup comes, please let me know. I am happy to depart and not be here during that. All right, that's everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. Daniel Jeremiah, looking forward to a little Tuesday conversation with DJ. Brock, what's on your list for DJ today?
I'm kind of curious what he's selling Riley Mills. I know that's way down the list, but, obviously the compare and contrast and the Rams and the Hawks and the matchup and all the good stuff. Nicky Manwari is way up there. He continues to flash. But Riley got in there pretty early.
Yeah, played 7 snaps, I think it was.
First couple were better than the last couple to my eye, but DJ seems and tends to look at that with a whole bunch of cool perspective.
Well, that's going to be one of many things. I got to be honest, I'm kind of excited to ask him about this game coming up on Thursday night and what he sees. This matchup is just so cool. So looking forward to it. Daniel Jeremiah next on Brock and Salk.
After a close call against the Colts.
Jason Myers with his 6th field goal of the day.
Never a doubt, right? Talking about picking each other up, just being there when we need them.
The Hawks gear up for the biggest game of the season. The game that will likely determine who wins the division.
Holy catfish!
Seahawks, Rams. Thursday night at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 5:15.
This should be fun.
On Seattle Sports. On 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
All right, guys, we're talking all about this game for Thursday night. You know where you're going to be watching? Well, how about Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel? The sports bar is just phenomenal. The food is great, cool view of the whole valley. And, yeah, you can do all the fun things that come with watching a big game at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. They got an expanded non-smoking gaming floor now. The hotel itself is beautiful. Maybe get yourself a room for the night because the rooms are awesome, really, really great. Yeah, you can find out a whole lot more at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
It's Toyota-thon. Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota Renton are providing you with large savings and the widest selection of inventory on Toyota favorites like the 2026 Corolla LE, leasing at $219 a month for 39 months with $29.99 due at signing. The Camry LE at 4.99% APR for 72 months, and the Prius leasing at $305 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. It's Toyota-thon at ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered.
Offers valid till January 5th, 2026. Excludes taxes, titles, licenses, dealer accessories, and a $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 1-852-255-2163.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
Storm damage can hit your home hard. Your roof, siding, windows, and even your deck. That's why we're here 24/7 to respond when you need us most. Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. From emergency repairs to complete replacements, State Roofing and Exteriors has the team, the skills, and the experience to protect your home after the storm. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Hey, it's Brock Hewitt here, and you got to take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. It could save you a lot of money and get your family better coverage. First Mark has saved my family thousands of dollars every year. Take the First Mark Challenge. It's totally free. Just simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Big Trees has certified arborists and site experts who help you select the right trees for the right location on your property. When Big Trees installs a tree, we offer a 1-year warranty and 1 free aftercare visit from a board-certified master arborist. To learn more about our process, visit BigTreeSupply.com.
Mariners tickets for 2026 are on sale now.
Number 60! A catcher has hit 60 home runs!
Cal Raleigh and your AL West champs will be back in action before you know it. And now's a great time to lock in your seats for the biggest games. We'll be celebrating our 50th season all year long, from opening day on March 26th to epic events like Randy Johnson's number retirement. Plus, don't miss marquee matchups against the Yankees, Phillies, and more. Go to mariners.com to get your tickets today.
Good Dog Auto Glass.
When the stakes are high, you want the best on your team. When your windshield breaks, don't settle for your insurance company's fix that's just safe enough. Trust Good Dog Auto Glass, where the quality isn't light. We do all the things the little guys don't, and we do all the things the big guy does.
We answer the phone when you call, we work for you, and we will walk you through the insurance process. Visit GoodDogAutoGlass.com, Puget Sound's most trusted auto glass company, and get more bang for your buck.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
This hour is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
He's Daniel Jeremiah.
I think he's really, really good.
And he's with Brock and Salk every week during the NFL season.
He could win an MVP.
Daniel's really smart. Daniel's probably the best in the business.
It's time for the Daniel Jeremiah Show, presented by Marquee Data.
Well, we also think he's really, really smart, which is why he's with us every Tuesday. Good morning, DJ. How are we doing today?
I'm doing great. I had a dream last night. It's not often I dream about this show, but I actually had a dream last night. We were doing this conversation, and we're talking about Seattle and a big win over Phillip Rivers, and we're previewing the Rams game coming up. And then all of a sudden, Salk's face turns like white as a ghost, and he goes, "The Padres have just pulled off the most incredible trade." and you're going to feed me this information live. And then I woke up. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's going to be.
Wow.
But what if that really did happen? What if that really did happen?
Wow.
It could.
Fernando Tatis for Colt Emerson.
Yeah. AJ Preller's very active. He likes to do deals.
Yeah. You just never know. All right. Well, we'll see what happens here. I'll monitor Twitter the whole time just to see if anything goes down while we're talking. Let's start with Sam. Sam did it. He had an opportunity late in the game, last 42 seconds, to go down and kick the field goal they needed, and he put them in position.
Yeah, no, it was a big time throw to Shaheed on the first one to get that thing going on like a deep curl, which was just timing and was on the money. I thought, there's so many different storylines coming out of this game. They didn't have a lot of opportunities with the ball, for the majority of the first part of this game, with the Colts kind of holding the ball. But they had some drops. I thought Sam from start to finish played really, really well. I thought his the connection with his eyes and his feet was as good as it's ever been. I thought he got out of more sacks than I've seen him in any game this year. Just some real awareness of being able to get away, keep your eyes up, and make throws. But I think, to me, Shaheed's development and incorporation into this offense, not only getting the ball, but then running off coverage and JSN working underneath him for a big play. You can start to see the elements of this offense come together. And I was going through this. And by the way, Sundell was great to have him back. What he can do getting up to the second level, the athleticism and all that was impressive. He's a little bit rusty, a little bit raw, but he's going to make a big difference. But I'm going on tangents here, but I'm so excited about this game that's coming up, and I'm watching the Lions tape, and I'm watching Williams, who's the speed guy. Okay, you've got Shaheed to play that role. JSN, we've talked about him being Amon-Ra St. Brown. He can do all those same things that they had success. I know they didn't win the game, but I think that's going to be a really, really good tape for Seattle to watch.
You said to us, I think last week, that the Phillip Rivers story would either be a Disney fairy tale or a train wreck. Was it somewhere in between the two?
I think so. I think he almost had the fairy tale. I mean, he almost had it. He was within a minute of having it. But I mean, do you remember we were talking, and I'll give you a little peek behind the curtain, but I picked them to win by 3 points. I picked Seattle to win by 3 points, and the Seattle fans were all over me. Like, how could you even say this game's going to be close? And I was on with you guys, and I said, I think Phillip will get him in some good run looks. He's going to just play hot potato back there. He'll get the ball out. They'll have a chance. So then all these Seahawks fans coming out, how could you only pick us by 3 points? What they didn't know is that it was a social experiment that I conducted, where I firmly believe that when you make all these picks of games, that fans only look at their game. They don't look at anything else. Because if they did look at everything else, they would see that I picked every single game to be 24-21 for the entire slate, and not one person noticed.
Is that true?
True story. True story. And the Rams social media department clipped, because I was the only person that picked Detroit to win. And then the other 9 people picked the Rams to win. So they posted it. This is kind of what they do with social media departments and taking their shot at me. I'm like, guys, a little awareness here, a little awareness.
Wow. 24-21.
What are you, DJ?
Everywhere.
Are you 49 like me? What are you, 48?
I just turned 48. 48.
How would you have looked? How would you compare and contrast what you would look like today in a football uniform and what Phillip looked like?
Well, I mean, I would probably look like someone who's been on Ozempic, and looks like they haven't touched a weight in quite some time. Would probably be what I would look like. It wouldn't be good.
I didn't think Phil looked
pencil
like
legs.
Yeah,
pencil legs.
He had the pencil legs.
Yeah.
He just also didn't look like he'd been on Ozempic.
No, I'm saying what I would look like.
And I'm saying what he looked like. Yeah, he looked pretty big on the top, pretty small on the bottom.
Yes, he did. But the guy, I mean, I saw it, we were watching it. Think about it. I'm on the Chargers, broadcast, and then we're in the Chargers buses and getting on the Chargers plane. Everybody's glued to their phones trying to see Phillip in that game. And
is he still really loved in that organization? Yeah.
Beloved. Everybody loves him. And so to see them on the sideline and he's doing all the different stretches you can do, it just felt like it was like a beer league softball game, except it was a National Football League game against the best defense in football.
What about so they obviously just got the ball out as quickly as possible every single time, didn't threaten anyone down the field because it didn't look like he was either A, going to be able to throw it down the field, or B, it just wasn't going to happen. So,
yeah.
But it had some level of effectiveness. It wasn't great, but even without being able to threaten this defense deep, they were able to move the ball little. Is that a blueprint for how to move the ball against a defense that has been as good as this one has? Do you need to just get the ball out every single time and then kind of hold on to the deep passes more of a just in case?
Well, you're going to need your defense to keep you in the game if you're going to play that way. I just don't think many people can do that. They're going to be able to hold Seattle's offense down like that. So I don't think that's a blueprint. It's definitely not going to be the blueprint you see this week. I mean, you're going to see they're going to run the ball a little bit with those 3 tight ends. And then they're going to take some big shots down the field. So it'll be a lot more vertical presence to the offense you'll see on Thursday.
Before we get dive deeper into Thursday's matchup, just kind of the last little tidbits on what your eyes saw with the film. With Eman Wari, Riley Mills had a couple of his first snaps as a Seahawk. Mike Macdonald said yesterday that Byron Murphy single-handedly won that game for his level of play in the interior defensive line. What did your eyes see?
Yeah, no, I get that on Murphy. I just wrote down the point of attack stuff with him. You knew it was going to be a run game. Jonathan Taylor and with Rivers getting the start, and I thought he held up really, really well at the point of attack. I thought, to me, was the most impressive, and I know he's had some good games, but I thought Eman Wari, with his ability to cover, it was running backs, it was tight ends, it was blitzing, it was the FBI and awareness to be able to see things. I thought he saw things better than he ever had. It was funny because I watched 98, and I see some penetration on an early play. And I had to go to our lads because who the heck? I've been watching these games every week. Who the heck is 98? And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my draft crush. It's Riley Mills. He's in there. So I was excited to see him out there. I mean, what was it? Couldn't have been more than 10 plays.
7 snaps.
Yeah. So look, there was some penetration there. He's going to help him as a rotational piece for sure. Other positives that I was looking through. I mean, 99, I just wrote he's a grizzly bear. He reads a screen. He's just somebody you got to account for every single play. 90s getting in the backfield, making plays. Every time I watch Witherspoon, I just write energy. He's still, just a ball of energy out there. I think he's a force multiplier. If you're going to say like the one negative and one thing I would look for this week, that may be a little bit of a cause for concern. 42 plays downhill and he attacks blocks and he's physical and he's kind of really about that. But 13, there were times with Ernest Jones where he was kind of trying to work around blocks. He wasn't taking on blocks. He vacated a little bit, created some seams and some lanes. And this is going to be a very, very physical team, much like the team that you just saw last week in Indianapolis. So he's got to just play a little more aggressive, a little better with his hands, and not give up a lane like he did last week.
Can we come back to Eman Wari for a few minutes? He's just so exciting. And, all of those Camp Chancellor comps that he got when he was being drafted. I don't know that I see Cam Chancellor out there. It looks like a different type of player, although it was cool to see him do the Cam Chancellor celebration after a big play. What do you see? What is it that is allowing him to do all of these multiple different things in the football field?
Man, I've called every game that Derwin James has played in the NFL, and this is the facsimile. I mean, it's just looks just like him. I mean, he's got the same number. He moves the same. He's as explosive as he is. He's getting better and better. He saw Derwin's career, he just continued to improve. And I watched a game where Derwin James, closes out the Chiefs dynasty with an interception, and I'm watching Eman Wari in the same type of coverage, making the same, with the same type of movement, making plays all over the field. And I'm like, that's the blueprint. I mean, that's the perfect comp for him.
Does James get up and play in the line of scrimmage like that and set I just don't get to see him enough. So he does all those same things.
Yeah, he's probably the best blitzing safety in the NFL. He's unbelievable and he did it at Florida State. You could see him when he was in college. I think he might have had 4 or 5 sacks or something one year. And he wouldn't go try and maneuver around a back. He would run over the tackle and just dump truck him and then go get the quarterback. He's just a freak.
So he was, I believe, a top 10 pick or darn near close to it?
No, he was later. I think he was the 13th or 17th pick, something like that. He should not have fallen that far.
Well, should Eman Wari have fallen into the 30s?
No.
What happened? Why?
Well, I just think there's a couple things here. There's usually only room for 1 or 2 safeties early, and so when you had Starks was going to get the nod over him, so that can kind of squeeze a safety out of the first round. And then it was, I don't know if it was a medical thing on him. I don't think it was. I think the two that I had, and I'd have to go. I have my computers down, so I'm using this old computer. But I believe they were like my 17th and 18th players were him and Will Johnson. And Will Johnson, I believe, slid because of the knee. And I don't think Eamon had that. I think it was just purely just a safety position.
Well, and it's so funny watching him though. He's not a safety. To me, that's the thing that ends up blowing me away when it's all said and done. Like, he plays some safety, but he's essentially been an every down nickel /DN /safety for this team. Like, that's not a safety. That's just a freak show.
Yeah, and this is gonna, when you improvise here, I'm trying to pull this up on my phone.
Wow.
Because
you need readers for that? 48, you said.
I really do, but I packed them on I used them on the flight this last week, and it was amazing. My head didn't hurt. I actually just read nice and easy. I mean, it just time to go that route. I haven't gone to like
it was really sad. DJ, we were sitting at a okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Brock. What do you got?
No, you would have loved it. It was at a wedding Sunday night. Stenstrom, Steve's daughter, and Dilfer and Hasselback and I are all at the table. The wedding just happened to be right at kickoff of the Seahawks game. We may or may not have had our phones under the table at the reception, and then it was pulling out the readers. Oh, what's your magnification? What's your magnification?
Oh, nice.
What's your magnification?
How jealous are those two of your hair?
Well, yeah, they're pretty jelly that I got it still hanging on. Yeah, pretty jelly.
I used to. True story. I used to work out with Steve Stenstrom when I was in high school. All this group of guys worked out at Torrey Pines High School. I was, I think, just going into maybe my freshman year of college, and he was the NFL guys were coming back. It was him. It was John Lynch. It was John Allred, Tony Baselli, like all these guys. And somehow they needed somebody like throw to guys and different things. So I went up there and worked out with all those guys. And I'll give you one quick story. We'd be running, like, we do all the training and like running hills and doing different things. And they had this thing called a patch where there's all these different stumps, and you had to, like, it was kind of almost like parkour before parkour. And there was this linebacker in that group. Junior Sale used to come through there, but it was Dwayne Bickett. And here I am. I'm the youngest guy there. I'm the only guy that's not a professional athlete. I'm in college. And so I'm trying to just compete and right behind him. And I just remember I kind of bumped into this. He was a linebacker, Dwayne Bickett, in the back. And he turned around and goes, "Hey, settle down, Chief." I know where I don't belong. Okay, I'm going to dial this back a little bit. Sorry, guys. But Stenstrom was there. Here, let me give you this Eamon Warrior real quick. A massive safety prospect with ideal instincts and ball skills. Best fits as a strong safety, big nickel, or sub linebacker. He can consistently undercut routes, take the ball away in those roles. He trusts his eyes, drives on the ball. Multiple pick sixes in the games I studied. Does have a little tightness that shows up in man coverage, but he has enough speed to recover. When he's aligned in the deep half, he's not as effective. He doesn't see and react as well at that depth. Against the run, he's aggressive to fill. He's a strong tackler on the front side. He'll have some run-by misses when chasing from the backside. Overall, Eamon Warrior will be a difference maker, provided the team that drafts him deploys him close to the action.
They're doing that. I mean, all of it, and then sort of adding in all that coverage stuff. Pretty cool. What does, unfortunately, we don't know what this is going to look like, but if it goes the wrong way, what does life look like for the Seahawks without Charles Cross against the Rams?
Yeah, it's not ideal. I mean, you're telling me something that I didn't even know. What was the
final play, special teams kick, the game winner, as it turned out, and he just kind of got bent backwards, and it ended up, you kind of looked and thought, is that ankle, is it knee? It ended up being hamstring. Mike said, we'll see as the course of the very short week goes on here. But yeah, kind of a fluky field goal protection deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's not what you want going up against this front by any stretch. But I mean, you got tight ends, you've got ways to try and help with that a little bit. And Sam's just got to play on time. There's opportunities against this secondary, even if you have to take one of those assets and use it to help out, a new left tackle. There's going to be opportunities down the field against this secondary.
What did they do? Is you harken back to just a couple weeks ago? What did the Rams in that secondary? Because the same thing. We had so much conversation leading up to that game with everybody nationally, and everybody said the same thing. Well, the one area you can pick on is that Rams secondary, and then they intercept Sam 4 times. What did the Rams secondary do in that game that you remember versus some of these other games that you've watched over the last few weeks in Detroit in particular that torched them?
Yeah, I'd have to go back and refresh and go back and rewatch that one because I haven't revisited that one yet. I can just tell you what Detroit did against them. I mean, they saw, especially when they got in the red area, they saw a lot of quarter, half, and they just blitzed them on skinny posts. and had winners out there. The other thing is they mixed in it. They did a really good job of mixing in quick screens, just getting the ball out to the perimeter and make those guys tackle. I don't think it's an elite tackling corner group. So just force them to have to tackle out there in space. And then when they wanted to take your shots, you can go early downs and do that. So to me, it's, you get a little bit of a heavier set, take some shots on early downs down the field.
Doesn't feel like they've got the speed at the second and third level that the Seahawks defense does. Between Woolen and Spoon and Eamon Worry, and Kobe doesn't run great. Julian's not elite speed guys, but they're so smart. Does it feel like, is it Landman, linebacker, with Witherspoon's playing now? I mean, they're certainly really heady, good players, but do they have should they have enough team speed to do what they did to Seattle the first time around? Shouldn't there be some way to take advantage of that group?
I mean, yeah. I mean, just go back and just watch this last
Detroit.
week.
Okay, I'll watch Detroit.
I mean,
geez,
I'm just. By the way, is there anything in that water? You got any supplements in that thing, or is that just clear water? I don't know if you get that from Flint.
Well, he was just out there. He was just out there with a couple of guys like Hasselbeck and Dilfer. I mean,
Dilfer's 258. I felt good about myself. He's 258. I think Haas said he was upper 240s. So I was feeling good. No, are you a liquid IV guy? You ever do?
Yeah, we have them. Yeah, we have them.
Yeah, okay. All right.
What do you look for in a running back?
Well, I've always said, a good exercise is to go position by position and talk about non-negotiables. So when I look at the running back position, if you don't have vision, I don't care about anything else. You can be the biggest, strongest, fastest. It doesn't matter if you run into the back of your lineman every play. It's all irrelevant. So that's the place that I always start, is just with great vision. And then you start getting into balance and burst for me after that. Do you have some contact balance? Can you absorb and not go down, and then do you have that burst that once you do get an opportunity, they're few and far between in the NFL, but when you get an opportunity, can you go turn in more than what's out there? When we talk about running backs, hey, they'll get what's there, but can you get more than what's there with your burst? So those are the three things I look at.
I think I ask because it was another very frustrating day from a running back perspective in Seattle, and Walker he's had some moments this year, but in general has just not been the consistent presence. I guess I get your thoughts on that. That's what I see. And not that Charbonnet's perfect. I know he's not, but just hitting the hole, just running through with speed and almost decisiveness that just doesn't seem to be there on the other side. What did you see from the two running backs?
Well, I mean, first of all, Charbonnet gave up a sack, so you can't, he's got to be a little bit firmer in pass protection there. That was the first thing that I noticed with the running back position. But I've said it we were talking before the year started that I thought Charbonnet was a little bit of a better fit, just in terms of how he sees it. He kind of see and sort and go a little bit better. I think Kenneth is more of a one-track guy. Just get him on that track. If it's clean, he's going to go and you'll see the burst. But, I mean, I thought, to be honest, I thought Indy's defense, their front, I mean, they were playing downhill. They got some penetration. I almost thought that game was more about their defensive front there than it was necessarily of what's wrong with the Seattle running backs. They got some guys on the other side of the line of scrimmage pretty consistently.
They did. Game. They kind of replicated some of the Minnesota stuff. A lot of the junk defense, a lot of guys at the line of scrimmage. Are they coming? Are they going? I don't know if the Rams will employ that, but they certainly did in that matchup. Old question, DJ, in my early years on the road, college football, as I look back at some of my different questioning and production meetings, and I would ask the coaches, you win. Wisconsin wins if. Washington wins if. Thursday night, the whole country watching, biggest game in the NFL, you could argue all season long. The Seahawks win if.
Well, the most basic, simple thing is if they match the physicality, and I think if they do that and they protect the football, those are the two keys in this game, because the Rams are going to try and come out there and try and be physical and be more physical than they were in the first meeting. And they're going to try and take the ball away. So I think the Seahawks more than held their own from the physical standpoint. The last time I thought they were more physical. And then it just comes down to not giving freebies. With your defense, make teams have to travel the distance. Don't give them freebies. Don't give them short fields.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting that the Rams, Sean McVay, is in the most physical? Would you put the Rams as one of the 3 to 5 most physical teams in the league?
I absolutely, yeah. Both lines of scrimmage.
Do you see that also, Brock?
I do. But you look at McVay and you think, he's just kind of a whippersnapper. He's young. He's fit. He squats, still 405 like John Harbaugh does in the weight room and everything else. You think of offensive guru, but I guess you probably should. It should be back to some of that Shanahan stuff. And that's where this starts, right? It just starts with that physical element at the line of scrimmage. And do you think the Seahawks offensive line, do you think that they can match that physicality? Because that showed up in the first matchup too. Not only with the turnovers and the interceptions, but Sam got hit. Sam got harassed. Sam had to move. Sam, right, was throwing jump passes for interceptions. Can the Seahawks offensive line match that physicality?
I think they can. The left tackle thing's going to be big.
Yep.
That was news to me. So that's going to be a key for it. But Sam, and you saw it in this game. There's guys who play on time, and then there's guys who work through progressions. And then sometimes when you're working deep into progressions, it's just going to take too long to do that. And you're going to need to have elite protection to be able to get to number 3 and 4. Mm-hmm. Sam is processing so fast right now where he's getting across the field quickly. So I think that'll serve him well in a game like this one.
Well, here it is, DJ. Thank you, as always. I'm just looking, as I promised, and just moments ago from Ken Rosenthal. Manny Machado to the Mets. To the Mets for Kodai Senga, Jeff McNeil, and Tyrone Taylor. How do you feel? Who would have guessed?
I feel like you're full of crud is what I feel like, and I don't appreciate it one bit.
I'm trying, man. I'm the man of your dreams, and I'm just trying to live up to the pressure.
That's not even a joke. I
believe you.
A dream.
That look good.
I think it's because I missed our interview last week that I was already paranoid of don't forget.
Yeah. Well, you know how I'll get on you about that.
Hey DJ, you want a really wild dream? Take some melatonin and have a York peppermint patty right before bed. Mix those two. Oh, bro.
I thought candy corns were your secret.
Yeah, but they're gross.
They are gross.
They are really gross.
I can't do candy corn. By the way, I have to let you guys get on with your business here. This is how popular your show is. I've got the principal of our high school came from Seattle. He was the principal of King's Christian or something up there.
Yeah.
And so he's our principal down here now. And he said he listens to this you guys every day, remotely. And he said, "Hey, can I come over to your office and just watch you do the show?"
Wow.
And I said, "Yeah."
Yes.
You guys, you want to see Brock and Salk on Zoom? Come on over, baby.
We don't look that different on Zoom than we do on YouTube, I would think. I would imagine it all looks pretty similar.
No, but it's the experience, Salk. It's experiential.
It sounds like he just wanted to come over and see your office, to be honest. I feel like the Brock and Salk thing was just an excuse. He's like, I got to see what's going on in DJ's office. I got to see that helmet behind him. Yeah, there's a lot going on there. Got a plant that's creeping down almost onto his head. I want to see what's up in there. All right, DJ, thank you. It sounds like we're not going to talk next week. I'm going to be out of town anyway. Yeah. Have a great holiday, and we will talk to you afterwards. At that point, the Seahawks will have played the Rams and the Panthers, and we'll be gearing up for final game against the Niners. Should be awesome.
It's gonna be a fun month. Look forward to seeing you guys again.
Pretty cool. All right, there you go. Daniel Jeremiah with us every single Tuesday at 8:30, and other than next Tuesday, but we'll do it the week after that.
You did not fool him at all.
No, I didn't do it with enough gusto. That's too bad. Thank you, Lyle, for putting together that make-believe trade. I appreciate that.
So, I also got, just hearing DJ kind of rattle some stuff off. I didn't get to do takeaways yesterday.
No.
And I know you want to talk a little baseball here. Maybe
I was hoping you could do some takeaways at 9:30.
Yeah, I got some tidbits and takeaways.
Okay, well, we'll do that at 9:30, and then obviously jump over to some Answer the Question Jerk after that. All right, let's come back. Talk a little bit more Mariners. I want to argue with Lyle next on Brock and Salk.
For Down Territory, Michael Bumpus answers the top 4 football questions of the day.
The run game had 3 yards in the first half. How do you get the run game going?
You be stubborn. You keep doing it. You tell Anthony Bradford just to run through people, even if it's the wrong guy at times, because he tends to do that. You got Sundell back, so you should be a bit better eventually when you get that run game going. And Stacey, that might be part of the fall of the last couple of weeks when it comes to maybe the pass pro and the run game, because Sundell hasn't been in there.
On Seattle Sports.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Heward here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to mydataqb.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or mydataqb.com.
At O'Neill Plumbing, we don't just promise to get the job done, we back it up. No travel charge, no show-up fee, no overinflated pricing, and no out-of-town owners. Just clean, fast, and professional each and every day. O'Neill Plumbing.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
I had pain. I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
Quiet down, here she comes. Surprise! Your accountant just emailed to say your quarterly taxes are way higher than you were expecting.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Also, your favorite employee is leaving. They're going to pursue their dream of being a veterinarian.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Let's go!
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, hour to go here on our Tuesday morning. We will finish up with Answer the Question Jerk today. This time I think we'll actually get to it. Unfortunately, we didn't a couple of times where we promised it.
I got a great question for you for Answer the Question.
Oh, good.
After spending a fair amount of time in Florida.
Yeah.
And the difference between North Florida and South Florida.
Yeah.
Got a little question for you.
Farther north you go, the farther south you go, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, we did answer the question jerk on Friday without you guys.
Oh, well, that's cool.
We got one that asked the favorite ages that our kids have been, and it was me, Brady, Lefko, and Lyle.
No, I'm sure you guys had a great answer for that.
How'd that work out?
Yeah.
Did you say 27? Lyle, right now, age 27, my favorite child.
Just said
You two want to fight? You two gonna scrap?
No, I don't think so, but
no, please go after each other. It's good radio.
Well, Lyle was saying yesterday he really would like the Mariners to get 2 more bats. And I actually, and it's not a matter of like, I don't want to see them spend more or anything like that. I think you've got to find opportunities to let your young players play, but you don't want to overexpose those young players. I am not looking for Colt Emerson and Ben Williamson and Cole Young to all start the year as major contributors to this Mariner team. I think that would be a disaster, and I think that's one of the reasons they ended up moving on from Harry Ford. One of a few, but one reason they move on from Ford is because you can only have so many rookie / first, second year guys, unproven guys, I guess I should say, in your lineup at the same time. So you got to get one more bat. I said that earlier. I'll say it again. You need another veteran bat. But two more in the infield, that makes me a little nervous also, because I want to make sure you're opening up some opportunities to see what those guys can do, especially knowing that you can always replace them at the end of the year by August, which is exactly what you saw this past year, right? Okay, well, that's not going as well as it needs to. We gave them a little bit of time, a little bit of opportunity, but now it's time to go get Gino Suarez to go play third base down the stretch. But now it's time to go get Josh Naylor to go play first base down the stretch. Like you still have those opportunities available to you later in the year. We know that the opening day roster doesn't have to be your September 1st or October 1st roster. So I guess I want to see one bat. You start adding a second significant bat, and I have some concern.
Does that surprise you, Lyle? I think I'm with you on this one, Lyle. I think 2 bats. I think a significant impact bat and then a fringe bat. Right, to just kind of bridge the gap. And I don't know, maybe it's unfortunately the lasting impact of the last few weeks of the season with Dom Canzone, where he felt so overmatched. Maybe it was the entirety of the season where Luke Raley was way, way overmatched, and especially against lefties. It was just don't even want to put him up there.
Right.
But you start rattling those names off, and if this is a World Series contending team and it's taking that next step.
Well, what do you mean by a second bat? I mean, like, again, if that second bat is, kind of the veteran, been around forever. I mean, like the Rowdy Tellez style bat. Sure. Yeah. I mean, he didn't work, but that kind of a player. Yeah, all right. Like, I'm not saying that I wouldn't want that, but not to play second or third. Like, I'm not looking for them to fill both spots.
No, DH.
I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think more for the DH kind of role for me. Because who's your DH right now?
Luke Raley.
Season starts tomorrow. Who's your DH right now?
Luke Raley.
Well, that's not good enough, right? And then you do need, as you said, kind of an impact infield, hopefully switch hitter or right-handed bat. So to me, right?
I don't know. Look, I can't. Luke Raley against lefties is a disaster, and I don't want to see that at all this year. That to me was one of the more bizarre things that came out of the beginning of last season. It's like, oh, we want to see Luke Raley against lefties. I don't. I'd like to never see that again. But you get the Luke Raley from 2 years ago, Brock. Like, that's a perfectly good DH. Luke Raley 2 years ago is a 3.2 win player. Like,
not versus lefties.
No. Not versus lefties, but you're going to have 80% of your games are going to be against righties. So I would like to see Luke Raley. I mean, if that's the direction they go, that's not like the end of the world. He had a bad
Lyle,
year.
what do you want? Lyle, what do you want?
If you only add one bat, you are running the risk of playing Cole Young, Colt Emerson, and Ben Williamson all the time. Or Williamson and Emerson will split time, but those guys are going to be in the lineup all the time. One bat's not enough.
One bat at second base? You can't have all those guys in the lineup every day then.
You would have Williamson and Colt Emerson splitting time at third base, and then, well, yeah, who's your DH if you get a second baseman?
Luke Raley.
I'm putting him in this bucket too. I would not like to see him DH all the time.
Okay, but that's different from he's a young player who's unproven. Again, Raley had 2 years in a row where he was a 2.5+ win player. And those were 2 and 3 years ago. That's essentially Jorge Polanco.
That's because of what he was doing on the bases and in the outfield. That wasn't just his hitting.
I just start to get real.
No, but Brock, those 2 years, his OPS plus was 125 and 128. I mean, I don't know what you were hoping he would be. He was really
best
good
in
those
limited
2 years.
supply. He was best in limited supply.
I think that's right.
I mean, okay, but again, in one of those years, he played in 137 games, and the other it was 118. It's not like he played 50 games. Yeah, you've got to use him and put him in the best position to succeed. I'm not looking. I just said I don't want to play him against lefties, and I'm not a big Luke Raley fan.
Sounds like
I keep accidentally calling him Logan Morrison
are.
because I find them to be very similar. I'm not like Mr. Luke Raley, but I just it is amazing. Do we never learn? Do we never learn from the past ever?
I'm just saying,
Luke Raley is exactly right now what Jorge Polanco was a year ago.
I'm just saying,
exactly to a T.
I get real tired of seeing this team often leave themselves a bat short. 23, you were definitely a bat short, missed the playoffs. 24, bat short, missed the playoffs. 25, you were definitely
That's
bat
fine.
short. But then you let a catcher
By
with
all
60
means,
homers
say
bail
those
you
things,
out,
Lyle, but do not come to me in October of last year and say, I just wish we had these young players like the Blue Jays did. The bottom of the Blue Jays lineup is just so good, and it's killing the Mariners that these young guys in the Blue Jays are just so good. Those guys don't get to be good unless you play them. You have to give them some time to play.
If you add Brendan Donovan and Brandon Lau, Lau's your primary DH, spend some time at second, Donovan moves around, and then that doesn't block Emerson and Cole Young.
And then you have 19 lefties out of 26 guys on your team.
Well, and you added Andy Ibanez for $1 million to be a bench player and balance it out.
So you have like a 28-person roster now?
It's a bench player.
How many guys on your roster are you having?
I would like to not see Colt Emerson put into a situation where he is forced to be the opening day third. I don't want to see another Jared Kelnick. Colt Emerson's played 40 games above A-ball.
Totally agree with you. I don't want to see that either. And I think that adding someone like Ketel Marte gives you a lot of options. That's why he would be the guy. If it's not going to be Bichette or Bregman, absolutely. Ketel Marte, to me, gives you all of those opportunities to make sure no one gets forced into doing anything. But I also think it's worth being cognizant on the other side that Luke Raley fits perfectly into the Jorge Polanco from a year ago bucket. Like, perfectly.
Well, Polanco OPS'd over 800 against left-handed pitching.
All right. I don't mean that he's the exact same player. I mean the bounce back candidate idea. Coming off of a down year, everyone had a collective heart attack over bringing back Jorge Polanco last year, and he went on to have an OPS that was about what Luke Raley's was the year before that. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's amazing how we don't learn that what happened just last year is not the only indicator of what is going to happen next year.
Yep.
I think there's a lot of years they've left themselves a bat short and it's hurt them. Last year, you were ultra aggressive at the deadline and had a catcher have the best season they've ever seen from that position.
True.
And it bailed out not having a lot of bats in the first half where you were good enough to get really aggressive at the deadline.
Now, look, I agree with you. I understand that they need to be better, but you've got to have an opportunity for the young guys to show that they belong, or else they can't contribute down the road. You can't block every path for the young guys to get there. If the second bat is, as you were saying, Rob Refsnyder is a small-time kind of commitment and player, sure, no one's ever saying no to those types of players. But this idea that they would need to go out and get two big ones, I don't know. I got some concerns about that. I think that might be too much. I'm sure you'll all disagree they should get an all-star at every position, and that's totally fine as well. We'll come back here with Need to Know, and then Brock's Takeaways at 9:30. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
After a close call against the Colts.
Jason Myers with his 6th field goal of the day.
Never a doubt, right? Talking about picking each other up, just being there when we need them.
The Hawks gear up for the biggest game of the season. The game that will likely determine who wins the division.
Holy catfish!
Seahawks, Rams, Thursday night at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 5:15.
This should be fun.
On Seattle Sports. Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
All right, guys, let's talk wealth. Let's talk wealth management. Let's talk about maybe trying to retire one day. Doesn't that sound nice, especially with the cruddy weather these days? It does to me anyway, and you got to start planning well in advance to get that done. We all want peace of mind in our investment portfolio, so if you've got a 401k, you're not sure what to do with it, maybe just start with a second opinion. Call Trajan Wealth today and discuss how to optimize those funds. Get that money working for you again. Trajan Wealth, that's TRAJAN. They have core philosophies like low expenses, manager tenure, and tax efficiency. But what I love is the individuality. A ton of questions in my introductory meeting. They asked me about me and then said about a plan that works for me in my individual situation. Call them today. Trajan Wealth at 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300, or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
From holiday hosting to unforgettable gifts, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. And now, during their Sizzle All the Way sale, you can get 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Plus, our listeners get an extra $35 off with promo code SKY at checkout. I was lucky enough to receive Omaha Steaks as a gift, and it was everything I had hoped for. Items were individually packaged so I could cook for the entire family. Or if I was the only one home, I would treat myself with a delicious steak, sides, and even dessert. I loved those nights by myself. Right now is the perfect time to save on delicious gifts and holiday hosting favorites. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. It's holiday magic made easy. Save big on gourmet gifts and more holiday favorites with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Sizzle All the Way sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code SKY at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. That's omahasteaks.com, code SKY.
It's a cold winter night and your furnace dies. Don't let this happen to you. If your system's 12 years or older, upgrade now to a Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning system from Home Comfort Alliance and stay warm. Visit homecomfortalliance.com.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III! Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and if you have joint pain, this will be of interest to you. This Wednesday night at 6 p.m., Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
What joints have you seen good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn more about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar this Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. drmarkwagnermd.com.
Good Dog Auto Glass. When the stakes are high, you want the best on your team. When your windshield breaks, don't settle for your insurance company's fix that's just safe enough. Trust Good Dog Auto Glass, where the quality isn't light. We do all the things the little guys don't, and we do all the things the big guy does.
We answer the phone when you call, we work for you, and we will walk you through the insurance process. Visit GoodDogAutoGlass.com, Puget Sound's most trusted auto glass company, and get more bang for your buck.
Ready for your next chapter? At Edmonds Village, discover independent living that's truly exceptional. Premium apartments, all-inclusive chef-prepared dining, and a vibrant community in beautiful Edmonds, Washington. Call to learn about Edmonds Village end-of-year incentives. It's time to say yes to more connection, more adventures, more you. Tour today, reserve your spot, and start living fully on your terms at Edmonds Village. Call now, 425-534-5100 to learn more. There is so much to love at Edmonds Village.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, Seahawks right back to it, Brock, as a Thursday night looms against the Rams. This is going to be epic. This could be huge. First place in the division on the line with an opportunity to set yourself up for potentially a first-round bye in the postseason. I mean, just you can't put enough emphasis on this game. We start talking through those guys that are irreplaceable. Sam, not a problem. Obviously, JSN was number 2 on our list, but number 3, when we went through it anyway, was the left tackle, Charles Cross, and he left Sunday's game with a hamstring injury. Mike Macdonald asked yesterday if he'd be able to go on Thursday.
Is it possible for Charles to play Thursday? I'd say it's possible.
It's possible.
Probable?
Yeah, that would have been a nice follow-up. Is it probable?
Mm-hmm. Hamstrings are weird, man. You saw Big Byron Murphy last year, right? He kind of got on the negative end of this, if you want to look at the negative end of it, right? He kind of same deal last year, kind of got compromised, ended up being a hamstring, and that took some time, took quite a while. You've been remarkably healthy at tackle, right? Abe Lucas this year, and he's battled through, I think, whatever shoulder sting or whatever he's been dealing with, but he's been available. Charles has been available. That's not the norm in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Just, ask the Rams. They're without their right tackle. Havenstein and Chargers with DJ have gone through about 8 different tackles. So you've been able to stay pretty darn healthy there. And there are ways to offset it. Your line, your tight ends help, right? And you've got a bunch of them that can play a bunch of different roles there. But we'll see. We'll get some further news today. It'll be a very light week. And more than likely, probably all the way up to game time kind of decision.
Well, and they've got some issues as well, right? Devontae Adams, Braden Fisk,
Yep.
and we'll kind of see where those go. Devontae not going to play. Fisk did not practice yesterday, so maybe that'll balance out in some way.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, just at the risk of harming myself, I'll go back into this argument about the Mariners and their needs for here at the offseason. 360 writing in, Salk, you can't say the Mariners need to improve their roster, but then say you want to have Luke Raley as an everyday player in the same breath. We already lost Polo. We'll more likely lose Gino. We all know the chances of them landing Marte is slim to none. Therefore, the roster is in no way improved, or approved in this case, by bringing up Emerson and Williamson. They need 2 bats, plain and simple. Well, if I can't say they need to improve their roster and use Luke Raley, you can't say they're going to not land Marte, therefore you need 2 bats. Well, okay, if you can't land an impact player, 2 bats might be a different way to go. My point being, my number 1 goal, and I've said this earlier and I'll keep saying it, land 1 impact bat. Bo Bichette, Alex Bregman, Ketel Marte would be the 3 top guys on my list. This is the year to do that. Land 1 impact bat, and I think that would have a lot more value to this team than multiple bats in between, and that includes Brendan Donovan, Brandon Lau, Jake Cronenworth, even Nico Horner, who I think I would have above a few of those guys. If you're going to add impact, add 1 guy with impact, and that still gives you opportunities to let your young guys breathe and try to have some opportunities to show what they can do.
Yeah, and the nice thing and the good news in all of this conversation, the good news is it feels like there is a ton of conversation in the market. Jim Bowden has talked about that. Everybody that was at the winter meetings, Lyle was down there. Everybody that spent time in the hall, everybody's talking. At least there's talk. At least there's activity. At least there's also options. Whether that's free agency, whether that is trade. And if there's one thing Justin and Jerry have been, when they say they need something, when they say they're going to do something, they typically follow through with it. And then they're also deal makers as much as anybody in this league. So hopefully all of this activity can lead to achievement at some point, Salky.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Aaron Rodgers good, DK Metcalf good, Steelers win, really dominate Miami on Monday night last night. Pittsburgh gets to 8-6 now on the year. They're not like in. They're going to have to play the Ravens in the final week of the season, and hopefully that game will have some meaning, but things have turned around in the last couple of weeks in Pittsburgh after the vampire was allowed in.
Accountability, Salk. You hold people accountable. Everybody rises to the level of the Hall of Famer. 22 touchdowns now, just 7 interceptions.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not. I'm not really sure. I'm going to assume you're joking, and I'll just move
really
on.
enjoy pushing your buttons.
Do you?
I do.
Do you? I never
and
noticed
bow
that.
down. And bow down to the champs. Bow down to the champs. UW men's soccer national champions. Got that chip with the golden goal in overtime to beat the Wolfpack of NC State 3-2 yesterday. Kudos to everybody involved over there, and Patcha and the 80 in particular.
All right, that is everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. All right, we're going to answer a question. We missed it last week. We were going to do it, and then we moved some things around. Jeff Passan ended up joining us, right? So we weren't able to answer the question jerk at the end of the day on Tuesday. I guess more on Lyle and Lefko did it while we were out on Friday, but none of them have kids, and so the kid questions didn't go over all that well, I guess, for that
food
particular
questions
group.
are kind of difficult too.
Yeah, Lyle doesn't eat.
Lyle doesn't eat.
Lefko eats
everything.
snacks. Yeah. All right. Well, so anyway, let's open it up. 866-979-3776. Any question on any subject. We got about 20 minutes here, but get them in now so that I can spend some time here in the next break, actually putting them together and pasting them onto my little worksheet here.
Did any good answers come in about what to get Lyle for Christmas too? Did you see?
There were a couple. It was some stuff for his shower since he had the empty shower caddy.
He showers with his clothes on.
Yeah, that was about it. There wasn't. Yeah,
That's about it. All right.
No one knows. No one knows what to get Lyle. He said nothing, so I may just listen to him and just go.
Is there a Spark Notes for Shakespeare? Is there? Can we do some of that for him? Is there a
what would it
Shakespeare
take, Lyle, for
translation?
you to read a Spark Notes on anything right now?
A Spark Notes?
Yeah.
Sign Kyle Tucker.
If they did that, you would read Spark Notes.
I mean, I've already got a laundry list of promises I'd said I'd do if they did. So sure, add
Would
that
you
to the
read
list.
an actual Shakespeare play, like a full play? Would you read Othello?
For that, yeah.
Okay, good to hear. What if they were to sign Bichette? Maybe just a couple of sonnets or something.
Yeah, maybe then Spark Notes.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Anyway, send us a text. We'll answer your questions, 866-979-3776. Any question on any subject. Holidays here coming up, of course. You got always etiquette questions, family questions, relationship, food, all of it. Send it to 866-979-3776. We'll answer those after Brock gives us some takeaways next.
4 down territory. Michael Bumpus answers the top 4 football questions of the day.
The run game had 3 yards in the first half. How do you get the run game going?
You be stubborn. You keep doing it. You tell Anthony Bradford just to run through people, even if it's the wrong guy at times, because he tends to do that. You got Sundell back, so you should be a bit better eventually when you get that run game going. And Stacey, that might be part of the fall of the last couple of weeks when it comes to maybe the pass pro and the run game, because Sundell hasn't been in there.
On Seattle Sports.
Hey, it has certainly been wet enough over the last couple of days, couple of weeks. Obviously, we know about everything that's going on around our region with the flooding. Hopefully, you're not in one of those zones, and if you are, you're staying really safe. But either way, it just with all the water and wetness in the air and then getting into the ground, your house can be in trouble. Your foundation, you got to worry about toxic mold or maybe even structural damage if that water gets its way, the groundwater gets into your home, into your crawl space, into your foundation. So that's why you call Crawl Pros. Let them come out, take a look, and make sure there's nothing going on in there. They can reroute that water back out and away from your home. They can use drainage and sump pumps and all sorts of stuff to make sure your house stays dry. If you're worried anything is going on in your crawl space or attic, including critters, water intrusion, mold, plumbing issues, you name it, call Crawl Pros and schedule your free corner-to-corner inspection today at crawlpros.com.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service. 98 years providing logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. Visit suplinen.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, well, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Heward here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to mydataqb.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or mydataqb.com.
2026 Mariners season ticket memberships are on sale now. Catch Cal, Julio, and the crew at T-Mobile Park with year-round savings, no ticket fees, and more. You've got two great options. Reserved memberships let you lock in the best locations in the ballpark, whether you want to catch 20 games or the whole season. Or go with a flex membership and choose your seats, games, and number of tickets as you go.
There it goes! Storybook season by Cal Raleigh!
Come on board today at mariners.com/26.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The Dining District at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at bellevuecollection.com/dining district.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafee from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Dave Wyman here, joined by a very special guest, Dr. Daniel Landis, a multiple-time recipient of the Seattle Top Doctor Award. He's on the Swedish CyberKnife team treating prostate cancer and accepting new patients. Dr. Landis, how does CyberKnife compare to other prostate cancer treatments?
So one of the advantages of the CyberKnife platform is that the treatment can be concluded in just 5 days, as opposed to other treatments that require anywhere from 26 to 42 days of radiation.
How do patients feel about their experience?
Patients overall tell me that their experience was really amazing. They had minimal disruption of their lives. They didn't have to take time off work. And they tell me it's like Star Trek, where you push a button and the cancer can go away.
That really is amazing. It's almost too good to be true. If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish CyberKnife. Go to swedish.org/CyberKnifeProstate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We can still use some questions, Brock. There's some, but not all of them are great. I'm just going to be honest. There's some good questions. There's not a lot of great questions yet. So 866-979-3776. And it's in a few more Answer the Questions, your questions. They're not all fun. I don't know. Like, kind of.
Kind of 6, 7.
No. Why are you so into that right now?
I don't know.
It's about to end, Like you're supposed to move on in the next 15 days before the end of the year.
That's right. It will.
So hopefully,
There'll be a new fad.
hopefully you get it out of your
Something will come
system.
along.
Yeah.
Something will come along.
Hopefully you do. All right. Answer the question, Jerk. 866-979-3776. That's in 15. Right now, Brock's got some leftover takeaways.
Mm-hmm. You want to play the takeaways or no?
I don't have the takeaway music. I don't have that kind of
Lyle,
juice.
you want to play the takeaway music?
I can play it. I didn't know we were doing such formalized takeaways, but sure.
I mean, it's kind of a big deal, Lyle. I kind of need the.
You missed it, Brock. You don't get the music.
Fine. I was at a wedding. Fine. I will say this. I'll start with this one. I wrote down a bunch of stuff. We're watching the game yesterday. I started kind of where DJ started, and that's with Shaheed. And you want to talk about kind of
I'm sorry, we can't do this without that. We have to have music. It just doesn't work. It sounds so stale. There we go. Okay.
Takeaways.
God, these sound so much better with music.
It does. Shaheed is smooth, man. Like, who is the last smooth, fast? Like, JSN is silky smooth, too. But then Shaheed is just also explosive. He just covers so much ground so quickly. And I see why I popped off the tape for him. It's the first note that I wrote down on these kickoff returns. Unfortunately, 2 of them got called back because of penalties. One of them ended up being like a 24-yard penalty. It's just, gosh, those suck. Kind of like pass interference penalties. Yeah. Honestly, like, what are the 2 penalties? You can have personal fouls for 15, holding for 10. Those are very detrimental. But you get pass interference penalties or a walk in the back or a hold on a long kickoff return. You can have upwards of a 24-yard penalty, which they had to start one of their drives. And don't think and don't sleep on that game-winning drive starting at the 37-yard line, because he fielded that ball right on the sidelines. Could have let it bounce. That would have been very risky. Could have gone out of bounds. Could have got it to 40. But he fielded it and then had the explosion and the burst.
Yep.
If they're going to win the number 1 seed, if the playoffs are going to go through Seattle, and every opportunity is there with the Green Bay loss of Micah Parsons, there's nobody in the NFC East, there's nobody in the NFC South that is here in the West. The West is likely going to be the number 1 seed. Rashid Shaheed is going to play, I think, a prominent role over these next 3 weeks and into a playoff run as well.
Takeaways.
Talked about Riley Mills. I was excited, man. His tricep pops even on the TV copy. That is how jacked that dude's arms are. If he was Daniel's kind of sweetheart in the draft process and fell to the 5th round because of the ACL, and you'd really only get him for the final month plus of a season, his first couple snaps were really good. Big time penetration, right? And I think you chatted with Mike Macdonald about him a little bit, or I listened to him in his presser, and he was kind of asked even post-game about it and why because he's earned these opportunities. Because in the practice field, you could see it. Why did you I think there was a lot of speculation that you wouldn't see him, that they wouldn't rush him. No, he was ready to go. He was activated. He's ready to go. Now, is he going to play 30 snaps? No. Is he going to play 20 snaps? No. Is he going to be a rotational piece that can play 5 to 15 snaps? Yes. And his first snaps were a little better than the rest. There was certainly some rust. He certainly got blown off on a double team later in one of the run plays. But that's yet another force at the line of scrimmage that this team committed to in this draft and has committed to the last couple years through finances, through resources. And I won't be shocked in the years to come if Riley Mills is an excellent football player in the middle of that D-line.
I don't know if you're the right person to answer this or not, but maybe you know from other friends of yours who have played the game. What is it like to play 2 or 3 snaps a game?
2 or 3?
Yeah, even 5, a handful of snaps a game. Like, I would think that is such a strange...
Depends on the role, right? If you're a defensive lineman and you got to take on the double teams and you're going to be... If you're a fullback that's got some short yardage, right? You kind of know your role.
I know you know it, but it still has to be strange.
Know your
right?
role,
like,
shut your hole.
I understand you know the role, but it's not weird like you're standing around on the sideline for hours and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, go in there and rush the passer. Like, now for one? Okay, come back out. Okay, well, what? Like, that just is so counter to everything else most people have ever done in sports leading up till then. It must. I would imagine that's sort of its own unique challenge.
Yeah, I think it does. But you get to the pro level, you see more of that. You're going to be a pinch hitter. You're going to be Dylan Moore. You're going to be
pinch hitting seems easier to me than
you're going to be the defensive
other.
Stopper in NBA. You're going to play some minutes here or there, different matchups. You're going to play some games, not going to play other games.
For some reason, that feels easier to me than go in there and play 2 snaps and all right, that was your day.
Yeah.
Like, what?
2 would be kind of weird, but yeah, he played 7. Yeah, 2 would be a little odd.
I mean, 7's not that different. I mean, there were some guys who played 2. I was looking at it the other day.
Oh, did you really?
I think Collar Up maybe played like 3 snaps or something. Like, that's just got to, I don't know. It seems, I guess they also play special team snaps, and that sort of helps keep them in the game, but it just seemed like an oddity. All right.
Okay, push next. These are mine.
Takeaways.
Do I understand that I'm not going to have to watch Mitch Garber?
Well, we'll see.
Huh?
It's not decided yet.
They signed a backup catcher, right?
They signed a catcher. I don't know whether he's a major league player or not. That remains
Brock,
to
you
be
missed
seen.
The off-air fit that Salk threw over the way this guy pronounces his name yesterday.
What's the guy's name again?
Andrew Kisner.
Andrew, have you seen this guy's name? Andrew Kisner?
Yeah.
Knizner? The N is silent, not the K.
Yeah.
That's just.
It's wrong.
That's just, like my mind is blown. What do you mean the N is silent, but the K is pronounced?
Uh-huh.
The tension will be so thick, Brock, you could cut it with a knife.
I thought Adam Jude reported he is going to be the
That's
backup.
pretty good. That's pretty good, Salky.
I don't know. I don't know if we co that or not.
Oh, my gosh.
I no longer have to keel at the altar of Mitch Garber's at bats. It's great. Lyle, can you play this game? Can you continue it?
Lyle doesn't
Or
have
do you
it.
not have
Lyle
the
doesn't even
college-
get this joke.
Do you not have the college for it?
I don't know if they taught that at Spring Break University.
We lost him.
It's a common thing. Seriously.
Yeah. Everybody codes this.
I brought up this because I will look forward to the day that Anthony Bradford's not the starting right guard.
No.
It's tough.
By all accounts, he had a good
tough.
day. Everyone said he played it out well again.
He did. And his good plays are very good plays. And he gets in the way. But man, there's a lot of plays. Like, he's not a mover. It's just a hard fit. He will play in the NFL. You know, if he keeps his head screwed on and he's disciplined and, you know, off the field, so, like, he'll continue to play in the NFL. He'll hopefully have a nice career. But just this scheme and what's asked in this scheme and the movement in this scheme and getting to the next level. And he had a 3rd down run where he tried to pole, and it's like, oh, he can't bend. And Latu did a really nice job of taking his legs out, which I thought was illegal, but you can do it in the pit, Salk, because in the pit,
where it all goes
things
down?
Go down still. Yeah, where it all goes down. Yeah, just eventually it will be nice to see another athletic guard taking that spot next.
You know, Brock, if it doesn't work out for him here in football, he could always try and play basketball for the New York Kicks.
Next.
Takeaways.
Maura, how'd you like that new Netflix movie?
Which one?
Kives Out 3?
It wasn't good. I got an hour in and thought there was like 15 minutes left, and there was a whole nother hour. It was long.
Yeah, you probably
Slow.
preferred A Kite's Tale back in the day with Heath Ledger.
Oh my god.
I wrote down, similar to DJ, that might have been Ernest Jones' worst game of the year.
Wow.
He was just in between. Did that not resonate with you live in the broadcast?
Brock, you know, I don't notice all that. That's hard for me. I honestly, I will admit, I didn't realize that Riley Nelson played until after the game. So I did not notice that, no.
Yeah. Yeah, Ernest and maybe he was in the most conflict of anybody, to be honest.
Because
of their screen game, because you have a quarterback that can't run, because the ball is out in 2.2 seconds, because are they just going to check it down? Does he have the capability of throwing it over my head? Like, he was just, and then Jonathan Taylor's a good back. Like, you don't hit him first, and you don't make sudden impact first, and you catch him, he's going to carry you for 3 or 4 yards. And then their guards are good players. That guard is one of the best players in the league. And he gets his hands on you, and you're in trouble. So do I go around him? Do I go under him? Do I go through him? I think he was just – I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because I'm not seeing him play hesitant. I'm not seeing him play in conflict. And I think this game had enough variables to kind of blow his wires a little bit, and that will not happen Thursday. He knows this team. He knows this scheme. He played great in the first matchup against him. He's going to be hungry to put that performance and that grade behind him, and Ernest will be at his best Thursday night. It wasn't him and Drake's best either. I think that whole second level, and I say they struggled. Would they give up 200 yards of offense?
Mm-hmm.
Would they give up
120
points?
passing yards? I mean, yeah, they were awesome.
Would they give up 3.8 yards rushing still to even that group overall? So I say all of that, and it comes with a standard that is truly elite.
And to be, fair to Ernest Jones, Brock, he's still working his way back from that key injury, right?
Next.
Takeaways.
Lyle, you figured this out by now, have you not? Please tell me you figured it out.
Oh, I figured it out.
Okay, good.
He just doesn't think it's funny.
No, dumb.
There's a couple on the text line that are trying to bait
don't
either
read
you
one
guys
of
or
them.
me. I'm not going to do it.
Don't read that one. Don't read that one. That'll get you.
I'm not going to.
Indy was the first special teams matchup that truly challenged and sharpened the Seahawks like knives. Like it was the first group, honestly. All season long, this team, and there's a game or two that they have almost won. And even with that, Jason Myers was the best he's ever been, and 6 for 6 and hit the game winner. But their coverage units, their punt units, their kickoff return units, their juice, their energy, it was the first one that actually tilted the field the other way.
Yeah.
And Mike pointed to, some of these leaky yards, some of these leaky third downs, and that was a part of it. But you played that whole game, as I said, uphill. You started at your 20, they started at their 37. You started at your 20, they started at the 35. They had to drive it 50 yards, Salk. You had to drive it sometimes 95 yards, right? They did not one time start inside their 24-yard line, and that made a difference in this game and kept it close. Special teams will be a big part of this Thursday night. You should have the advantage, right? We talked about that the first time around, that their kicking situation, their overall special teams, they're not as good as you. And in your building, that phase has got to win Thursday night. There's no question about it. And it didn't.
Interesting thing from Mike yesterday, Brock, is I was asking him about the old rule for punt returns of plant your feet at the 10. And if it goes over your head, let it go. And he said that's not their number anymore.
Nope. I think it's a 5.
He wouldn't tell us what the number was,
Yep.
which is fair. I'm sure there's some
My guess is quite honestly
craft
it's
there.
5. Yeah. All around the league, and that's everybody.
I feel like they should move up a little bit. I feel like that's too far back.
Yep. But then you get a punter that kicks it Salk like their guy did to the half-inch line the first time around.
I know, but the difference between the 1 and the 5, the difference between the 5 and the 20, enormous.
Mm-hmm. No question.
They've done the research, so I should probably shut up.
Trust their numbers?
Yeah.
Probably.
All right. Is that it?
They got a lot of college on that, so.
This is fun. We should do this more often. I think the audience is loving it.
There's one thing you guys love. It's driving a joke into the ground.
Well, just a pun joke, Maura. Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't do that with any joke, but if you got a good wordplay joke, you got to keep going as long as possible with
It's like the dad rule.
Yeah, I would say that's fair. Yeah. Well, we're dads. What are you going to do?
I know.
Sometimes you just got to live up to the billing, and that's who we are.
We got any dad questions?
I didn't see any dad questions, but there are some other things. Let's answer some of the questions from all of you.
This is Brock and Salk's Answer the Question, Jerk.
Keep asking questions. Come on, I'll answer them. Come on, I'm here. I'm going to answer your questions, dang it.
Answer my question! The question, jerk!
Well, don't just stand there. Answer the question, jerk!
This guy says, you guys have me laughing so hard I could barely even turn the cob on the radio. Pretty good. Yep. It's pretty good. Lyle's gnashing his teeth. I'm not going to read the rest of it. You know what? No. Let's move on. Okay, here we go. Your questions, Brock, for Answer the Question. Jerk. Jerks, could we get Lyle a decent mic for the next time he's at baseball-related meetings?
He tried to tell us that's how everybody does it.
I know, but I
carry these big mics. Like, I haven't seen that.
Don't you either
before,
want small mics or mics in a stand?
Again,
But what
people
about the
do
little
that with
mic?
those mics. People do that with those mics all the time. You guys just don't see it.
Who are these people? Amateurs?
Just go
Oh,
on
you're a
just
professional.
go on social media.
You're a pro, though.
I'm telling you, people do it. I don't know what you want me to say. People do it.
Maybe I'll unhook this microphone and just sort of hold this for the entirety of the show tomorrow. Just see what that's
You have
like.
to go on the road at some point. It's a great option.
I got a question for you, Saul.
Okay.
Is there a more diverse state, north, south, east, west, than Florida? Is Florida more unique and different from the North Florida to the South Florida than Washington is from Eastern Washington to Western Washington?
Man, it's pretty different from Eastern Washington and Western Washington.
It's pretty different. I think the Oopers would tell you that Michigan from Detroit on
Sure.
the south side to the Oopers
Yeah.
are very, very different. I think upstate New York and the boroughs are a little different.
I mean, I think you could. I mean, a lot of states are very, very. I mean, like Western versus Eastern Colorado, night and day, right?
There's nothing out east. There's no population.
Well,
There's just
fine,
not
but I
even
mean,
population.
you know.
I mean, you got to have population.
Okay.
I think Washington's one of the
California,
5
maybe?
most unique in that way, actually.
Washington, sure.
Yeah, I think it's
California
one
is
of the
probably on the list, even though a lot of it you don't think about. But California would be among the states like that. But yeah, Florida behind that list.
Real high.
There are a lot of different, disparate types of people who are all in Florida together.
Yes.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, jerks. Brock, you, Hasselbeck, Dilfer, all out for dinner. Who pays? Is it you because you're currently doing better, Matt because he made the most playing, or Trent because he's got the ring?
Ooh, that is a good question. I think that is a very easy, we all throw the card on the table. There's just not even a second of thought about it.
Yeah. Do you attend a lot of dinners where one party pays?
Not really.
I mean, like, when's the last time you went to a dinner and
I
one
do.
person paid?
Anytime I'm with a man of the cloth, I'm paying.
Okay.
So anytime there's like an FCA guy, a minister, there's like no debate about
Really?
it. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if I got many other where it's just like, yep, I got it.
Yeah, I never have a dinner like that. Unless somebody's putting it on their, like, company or something.
Now, do you like playing credit card roulette?
No. So I'll just pay my share. Move on. What I also don't like, though, I don't like dickering around with how much, like, each person, like, just cut it in thirds or fifths or whatever the number is.
An appetizer.
Right.
You had an appetizer. Well, you had another.
There are 5
drink. I didn't
people
have
divided
another
by
drink.
5, and let's move it along here. I got no patience for the opposite.
Oh, we had a bean counter. Teammate of mine. That was infuriating.
Was it your roommate?
No, well, he was too in college, but this was even in the pros.
Oh,
and he's like, "Well, we didn't have appetizers. I don't care.
Come on,
you're at the table.
I
Shut
got
your mouth."
no time for that. Answer the question, jerks. Air fryer or crock pot? That's a pretty easy one. Air fryer. The air fryer lives upstairs in the kitchen. The crock pot is downstairs and gets brought up when you need it.
Way more versatile.
Sure.
Crockpot's nice, but air fryer's more versatile. Like, yeah, like crockpot, pretty much everything you make in it is kind of similar. It's either like a soup or some kind of braised meat.
And I'll be honest, like if you've got an Instant Pot, that kind of sits upstairs too, and you can use that as a crock pot if you need to.
True.
Instant Pot underrated though. There, you make a lot of good stuff in that Instant
I
Pot.
don't use mine that often.
We do. I love it. Jerks, what is the single most annoying holiday song? It used to be. The answer used to be Feliz Navidad.
What?
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
No, that used to be the most.
1877 cars
Stop
for
that.
kids.
It's now the Mariah Carey song.
No.
Yeah. It went from Feliz Navidad to Mariah Carey.
Feliz Navidad.
Tough one.
Feliz Navidad.
One for me.
What's Mariah's?
Huh?
I mean, she owns Christmas. Her entire Christmas album. There's way more annoying Christmas songs than that.
No, I'm going to disagree. I think those two are still the top of my list.
Just simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
What? Paul McCartney? I love that song.
It's very annoying.
No. Stop. The choir, they practiced all year long, more. Jerks, do you guys get Christmas gifts for each other? And who's had the best one over the years? On and off, I think we've done that.
Yeah.
Some years we do, some years we don't. It's never been quite consistent.
This year I'm planning on it, though.
You are?
Yeah, I'm a Sea guy.
I don't have time for you.
No, you're
this
going to
year.
get me something.
I don't have time for you this year.
I don't. Yes, you do.
I'm
No,
planning.
Rock now lets us know he's coming into town and he's doing gifts this
I know, but
Maura,
you can't do that today. Like
Maura, you and Lyle get me nothing. Nothing.
I'm
Not a
getting
doggone
Maura
thing.
and Lyle something. I'm not getting anything for you. I don't have time.
You're getting something for me, Salk.
I have to pack tonight. Like I'm packing to leave on
easy,
Friday
Salk.
for this trip.
I'm easy. Friday, you're leaving.
All right, but I spend
4
all
days.
afternoon and all evening driving my kids everywhere.
Good.
Plus, I've got naps to take.
I'm easy.
No, you're not.
Does Brock even wear the shirt you got him last year?
No. So I'm gonna say I gave you the until you wear the shirt. I'm not getting you another present.
I put it on for a segment. It's a little
One
small.
when I asked you to.
I'm a little bigger guy now, Salk.
Oh, you don't fit in it.
Not great.
Sorry. I try. I think it's an XL.
Very breasty in that.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, Salk, where are you going on vacation? There's another. I'm going to Iceland and I'm going to Copenhagen. Reykjavik and Copenhagen. We'll see how it is. I've never been to either place.
You were getting me something.
I'll bring you something back. How about if I bring you something back from Europe?
No.
You wouldn't rather have something like some Icelandic meat? Fish? Something? Icelandic
send me some
sheep meat?
salted. Send me some salted herring from
Yeah.
Iceland.
Don't you want that?
Shoot it my way.
All right.
Yes.
So there you go. So I won't get you anything this week, but when I come back, I'll bring you something. Maybe. Jerks, what is the most fun? Attending a wedding where you're in the wedding party, close friend of the bride and or groom, or if you're just acquaintances but close enough to make the list? The middle one.
The middle one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Acquaintance, not that fun because you don't really know anybody. A lot of work to be in the wedding party, but if you're just a good friend and you know everybody there, that's the best.
Yeah, that's kind of we were in that.
Yeah, you want to be close enough to feel comfortable getting hammered, but not so close that you have work to do. Right?
Salk, if you and Heather were to get married this weekend,
yeah,
and you had to have your wedding drink, because that's a new thing now.
Oh yeah, what would it be?
There's a bride drink and a groom drink. Yeah, what would your drink be?
Tell you, recently I've been
Maura as well.
My buddies
When
and
we
I
go to
were
Maura and
just
Chris's wedding
just
next
debating
summer.
our
Yeah.
5 favorite cocktails, just literally this past weekend.
Interesting.
The Vieux Carré really has moved high up the list. Have you ever had a Vieux Carré?
No.
Oh, they're so good. I think I'd keep it simple. I go with a Boulevardier. Just very, very simple.
Boulevardier.
Yeah, Boulevardier. I love those.
Interesting. Maura, what's it going to be at your?
I love an old fashioned, but I don't think you want people drinking a ton of those at wedding. It's all alcohol. So I'd maybe go with some kind of variation of a French 75.
Oh, that's good. That's a good wedding drink. I like a French
Sparkling
75.
wine, a little lime, and a sugar
Lyle, what's
cube.
yours?
Lemon.
Hot water. Hot water with a little lemon sprinkled in.
Vodka soda, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds right. You seem like a vodka soda guy. Call it a highball, and it sounds much fancier.
Moscow mules, maybe?
It's good.
Yeah.
You could also make that a different variation and make it your own.
The Heather, I'll tell you what we'll never have again is the dark and stormy as a wedding drink because that got Heather.
Dangerous.
That was a bad wedding drink for Heather. Did not work out well. All right, we got to play the music. We got to get out of
By
here.
the way, I'm
We're
getting
late.
support on the Beatles song being the worst Christmas song.
No, it's
The
Paul
McCartney
McCartney.
song.
No, stop. That's crazy. That's
saying.
crazy talk. Totally crazy. All right, we got to get out of here. Am I being told that Brady and Lefko did not say the hay was in the barn on Friday? How did you guys know what to do? How did you know that the show was over?
Lyle's a professional.
I'm totally confused by this all. I mean, the people out there, what did they, I'm sure they're still like waiting for more. Like at the end of a concert where you're waiting for the encore, you don't know it's over till the lights come up.
You know why? Because the audience goes.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we do have to go. Bump and Stacy up next. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Joel Klatt on the show. Until then, the hay.
Barn.
Yeah, it is. See you, everybody.
It's in the barn.
Get to the chopper!
For Down Territory, Michael Bumpus answers the top 4 football questions of the day.
The run game had 3 yards in the first half. How do you get the run game going?
You be stubborn. You keep doing it. You tell Anthony Bradford just to run through people, even if it's the wrong guy at times, because he tends to do that. You got Sundell back, so you should be a bit better eventually when you get that run game going. And Stacey, that might be part of the fall in the last couple of weeks when it comes to maybe the pass pro and the run game, because Sundell hasn't been in there.
On Seattle Sports.
When my windshield cracked, I called All-Star Auto Glass. All-Star's money stays in the Northwest. SafeLight sends money to shareholders in Europe. All-Star supports the local economy. If this happens to you, call All-Star Auto Glass.
At Cressy Door, we not only have the perfect garage door for your home, but we also offer options for creating space and even warming your outdoor areas. Check out your options at CressyDoor.com.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and if you're somebody with joint pain, this will be of interest to you. This Wednesday night at 6 p.m., Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
Hi, it's Dave Wyman, and this live webinar is a great education on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Whether it's a hip like I had, a shoulder, elbow, knee, or even wrists and ankles, this live webinar will explain the procedure and how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures.
Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar this Wednesday night at 6 p.m.
Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the